is for Fire Resistant Podcast. Fire is for Fire Resistant Podcast. With your host, Fred Annan. Fire Resistance Podcast with your host, Fred Annan.
So, how's your day going? How was your stream? Tell me about your stream, man. Yeah, tell me about your stream. Tell me a little bit about your stream. Tell me, was it your dream? Tell me, was it you or me? Oh, tell me, how was your stream? Oh, tell me, how was your stream? Oh, fire resistant, fire resistant, fire resistant, resistant, baby, tonight. Why don't you tell me how your stream was? Why don't you tell me how your stream was? Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me how your stream was? Tell me how your stream was. Yeah. Tell me how your stream was. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me how you? Why don't you tell me how your stream was? Why don't you tell me? Tell me how your stream was. Why don't you tell me? You gotta tell me how your stream was. 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 How your stream was. How your stream was. How your stream was. How your stream to stream. How your stream was. Why don't you tell me how your stream was?
Fire is for Fire Resistant Podcast. Fire is for Fire Resistant Podcast with your host, Fred Annan. Fire Resistance Podcast with your host, Fred Annan.
Fire is for Fire Resistant Podcast. Fire is for Fire Resistant Podcast with your hosts, Fred and Dirt.
Oh, fire is for Fire Resistant Podcast. Dum 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 with your host, Fred and Ern. Oh, fire. It's for fire resistant podcast. Dum 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 dum. Oh, fire. It's for fire resistant podcast. Dum 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 with your host, Fred and Ern. Yeah.
Fire is for fire resistant podcast. Fire is for fire resistant podcast. With your hosts, Fred and Ern. Fire resistant podcast with your hosts, Fred and Ern.
It's a fire resistant podcast. Hosted by Fred and Ern, talking everything from wrestling to Jesus. Tune in and listen, you don't know what you might be missing. It's a fire resistant podcast. Hosted by Fred and Ern, talking everything from wrestling to Jesus. Tune in and listen, you don't know what you might be missing. Going live from Twitch, make sure you listen in. I thank all of you for listening. It's a fire resistant podcast. Hosted by Fred and Ern, talking everything from wrestling to Jesus. Tune in and listen. You don't know what you might be missing. It's a fire resistant podcast. Hosted by Fred and Ern, talking everything from wrestling to Jesus. Tune in and listen. You don't know what you
might be missing. I know what you guys are going to be missing as soon as I hit the go button. You're going to be like, oh no, it's that piece of junk. Ern, it's him. Where's Fred? Well, as you know, the way that Fred, he decided he was going to get all those stinking jobs. So on Mondays, he'll be late. So he'll be here in about an hour. So now we can just talk trash about him until he gets here. But I do have some apologies real quick because yesterday, Lazy Dumper, you left before I realized you bought some things. So let me, once you verify you're here, because I think I saw you say something earlier, or maybe I saw you in chat. But as soon as he says something, then I will play the sounds that you paid for. Hey, Fred's usually never late. He's only late on the days he has to work. The problem is we've asked him. I did not allow. Okay, Lazy Dumper, yesterday you paid for you got the ho 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 because that's automatic. You paid for a laugh. So, oops, hit the wrong button. You paid for a laugh. You paid for a wambaba. And then we got that. Okay, so we're totally up to speed when it comes to what I owe you as far as what you paid for, sir. What's up, Carney? Carney says, yo, Ern. What's up, Carney? By the way, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. I'm gonna steal Fred's lines. Y'all need to stop. All these pictures. All these lovey-dovey pictures of you two. All these lovey-dovey pictures all over Facebook. This young love stuff. Come on. What is going on with all this young love all over Facebook? man, I click on a Facebook. I hop on to pick a fight, and then I see Focused on Midnight and Carney Baker, all these matching photos and kissing all over each other. I'm like, man, young love. Bleh. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Thrasher says, hey, since he's not here, remember I said I'm not going to say it. I guarantee you Fred will say that phrase. It is I who will not say that because I had somebody that I consider a mentor talk to me about it because Thrasher, you and I are friends on Facebook. So, you know that I had that on a couple of posts and, you know, he called me up and he's like, hey, he's like, we're Christians here, you know, what do you think about this, you know, this, that, and the other? I'm like, you know what, you're probably right. How about let's go? Yes, let's go Owen, right? Yes. Trying to find different ways to make me say it, but I will not. Lazy Dumper says, young love, what's that? Yeah. Yep. Hey, I like seeing that stuff. I just giving them a hard time. You know, I make little posts myself to my wife just today. Facebook reminded me of a post. Let me read it to you guys. I can't show it to you because it's got my it's got stuff on there, but I can read it to you. It's actually every time I see stuff that I posted from a long time ago. Let me come on. Why is this running so slow? Anyways, it's this is from 6 years ago. I put, hey, Christy, and then I said, and it's a picture of a thermal scope. And if you guys don't know, a thermal scope shows the body heat of people. It says, I don't need a thermal scope to see that you're hot. Yep. You got the young love of Focus and Carney, and you got the old fart love of me and Christy. And then you got the bear love between me and Thrasher. That's how I roll. Man, that's how I roll. So how was everybody's day as we move forward away from, or not away from, but toward Fred? My day was relatively, it went by so fast. As you guys know, I'm both a realtor and I also work at a normal job, just 8 to 5er. And man, there was so much work because we had 4 days off and then half the office wasn't there today and all week. And I sat down, started working. I looked up and it was 11:30. I was like, oh my goodness. So at 12, I went on. I did our what when I say hour walk. Chrissy's not there. She goes downtown and works, but I went and did our walk, and it was 1 o'clock. I looked down, started working, looked up, and it's time to go pick up my daughter. And when I pick up my daughter, the rest of the day is just kind of it goes even faster. So I worked for my money today. I don't like that. Who likes to work for their money? I don't. I don't like to work for my money. Why can't Thrasher just get rich and marry me and we could go live for happily ever after? See, me and Focus are about to watch the Grinch Jim Carrey style. Nice. We watch that movie every year on Christmas Eve. The tradition in our house is to open up one present. Excuse me, and the present's always the pajamas. We always buy each other pajamas. So the kids open up pajamas, and we open up pajamas that we bought for each other. We all get in our new pajamas, and we sit down and we watch The Grinch. You are rich in whatever that word is. I don't even know. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that word. I will go to Google Translate and have that try and pronounce that word. Oh, is it triglycerides? Is that did I pronounce it right? Now that you say it that way. He's like, yes. Let's see. Nope, that's not how you did it.
Nein, das habe ich gemacht.
Yeah, I just said it in a different language. You're supposed to say it in English.
Triglycerides.
Yes, triglycerides. Yes. So, but ultimately, we open up our pajamas, and then we get ready and watch the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, and then we wake up and go to Denny's. So that's our normal. That's our routine when it comes to the Jim Carrey. I don't know why we picked that specific movie to watch on Christmas Eve every year, but that's the one that we chose, and we've been going strong ever since. All I know is we've only watched one Christmas movie. We watched the Christmas Chronicles. You gotta, if you've never seen that movie, you gotta see that movie. It is absolutely phenomenal. Kurt Russell brings his brand of tomfoolery into being Santa Claus, and it is great. And Thrasher loves the first one, right? He thoroughly enjoyed the first one, but he absolutely loves the Christmas Chronicles Part 2. So I don't know why he loves it so much, but he does. Maybe he'll answer why he loves it so much. There it is. Christmas Chronicles. Yes, for whatever reason, that is his favorite. The Santa Claus back in town is my favorite part of, if you've seen Christmas Chronicles, when, spoilers, Kurt Russell sings is my favorite part. I look forward to that every year since it came out, which I think it was in 2018, if I remember correctly. So, but yeah. What Christmas movies are part of y'all's tradition? Because we let's see, Thrasher's saying he's out of here. I made him mad by saying he liked Christmas Chronicles too, so I guess him and I are going to be no longer friends. But that's how baseball go. Our love will endure through his anger. But one of the things that I definitely wanted to bring up that soon will be coming into fruition is Fred. I'm sorry, not Fred. We're connected to a guy that most of you know that are in here. His name's Missionary Gamer. We're actually coming up with an Indiegogo, and we're gonna try and get this game that he is building up and funded, and yeah, we'll probably be talking more about it. But I would tell you guys, if you're not connected to this guy, you definitely should get connected to him, because he streams, I want to say 3 times a week. And when he streams during the week, he actually streams what he's developing. So let's see here. Yeah, I think this is it. Nope, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so yeah, he's developing this game called Scattered Wisdom, and it's free. You can download it right now. It is Epic approved, and right now it's just primarily chit chatting and soccer, and he's finally put a chessboard in there. They're working on their first vault, because the whole premise of the game is going to be basically putting the Bible back together. That is a very stripped down version of the premise of the game, but I think it's going to turn out to be something great that we just have to work on. Or when I say we, I mean my job is to help get it funded. So we have some meetings scheduled going forward to see if we can get this thing funded, and if we can get it funded, the whole, like, the storyline to the game is ever growing, but the bigger thing in all of this is to present the gospel of Jesus Christ, and that's what Gamers' goal is, and that's why Fred and I support them. So that is going to be something that you will see kind of being pushed in our socials going forward, especially after December 1st. December 1st is when we're going to launch the Indiegogo. So it'll be interesting to see what God does with it, because we can take it in front of a bunch of people that look at us and be like, we don't understand what you're saying. But all it takes is one or two of the right people to see it, and yeah. Actually, you know what? Here's the Indiegogo thing right now. Did I hit the right button again? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So basically, what I've done is I've built this out. I've got Christy to help me out, and it's not 100% launched just yet. This is just a preview, but it's got the video that we've watched before, and then we have it just kind of lined out. Because essentially right now all we need, we need the full amount, because he's shooting. We're shooting for the stars. We're shooting for 150,000. That'll pay for a second developer to help him develop this game. But yeah, they have it broken down for servers. You can sponsor a book of the Bible. You can sponsor a vault, because there's 66 books of the Bible, and there's going to be 66 vaults where you go after a book of the Bible that the computer has stored there to scatter the wisdom. And then, of course, then you have big stuff like foundational producer credit. So we're shooting for the stars. We know it. So we're expecting God to do whatever needs to be done. So if we raise $100, and that's $100 that he didn't have prior to doing this Indiegogo, but if God shows off and gets him the entire amount that's needed, it's gonna be pretty stinking epic. That's all I can say. So let me see if I can actually log into this. Seeing that nobody's really chatting, let me see if I can get into the game, because the game should be running. Just name it Scattered. Or maybe I'll just play Fortnite until Fred gets here. That always drives everybody into our channel. You know that, right? The problem is I don't know I don't know what's going to happen in DLive and all that other stuff. But let me see what this looks like first, if I can even get into it, so I can show you the actual game. Because right now, since he's starting at the foundation portion of it, there's no skins yet. It's just a default. It's a default character, and one of the things, if you don't know, anybody can pick up the new. Anybody can pick up the new Unreal Engine and play it. I'm sorry, not play it, and make a game. You can make a game, release it, and you don't have to pay them a dime until you make $1 million. And because Missionary Gamer is making this game free for anybody, he will never have to pay Epic, and they will just use this epic, awesome, brand new engine that Fortnite ends, I think, Monday. I think it's when the new storyline ends. It ends coming up. I can't remember what day it ends on, but they're actually going to shut down Fortnite, I think, for 1 or 2 days as they maneuver Fortnite from the old Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. But let me see if I can get this thing fired up so you guys can see. Move my screen over here so I can see my dumb face. Let's see here. All right, let's see how this thing shows up. Yeah. So another thing that he has added is there's a game out there. I can't remember the name of the game, but let me see if it says it. There's a specific game out there that you can build like buildings for him, and he can import it into the game. So if you take the time to build something and you get to know him, then he will actually import it into the game. Because you can't just allow anybody to go and do that. I just can't think of the name. Where's it at? It's probably right in front of my face. Let's see. So you guys can see, like, he updated it November 20th, November 27th. Before that was the 13th. So he's updating the game, making it bigger and adding things to the game. But Let's see, swapped out trees, updated notification, added Pro Hub navigation. Yeah, it doesn't have the name of that program in here. Let me see here. That one just added that. Let's see, what's the launch date for Fred Ross? Fred Ross is going to be, I believe, next week is going to be Fred Ross. So he doesn't have the name of the program in here. I forget the name of it. If he pops in here at some point, I'll ask him. But you can see that this is straight up like gospel stuff. There's nothing. He's not hiding, nothing. Right? It's like literally this is the whole point of the game. If he spends all this time, I know the guy. If he spends all this time building this game and one person gets to know and gets saved out of it, then that's what it was. That's what it was meant for. So this is him. I think at some point, when you click on that, it ended up taking you to. Is this? Yeah, this is his Patreon. But as far as other things like anybody that donates and does that sort of stuff, you're going to end up on this screen just as a thank you. But let's see what happens here. So one of the things that let's see, is it going to let me? It's going to make me sign in. Let's do this real quick. Stinking thing making me sign in. Why do I got to sign in? Signing's in for squares. Oh, no, that's email. One moment. I apologize. It's telling me that I have to put in a code. And part of the code was 666. That's scary. All right. This thing should now let me in, I believe, because I already have access to the game. Okay. So let me get this, because it defaults to Ultra. I don't like Ultra. All right, I think that should do it. Yeah. So you can see that they're actively building into this game. Greetings and salutations from Kansas. What's up, Navia? How are you? I'm showing off the game that I've talked about that Missionary Gamer's building. And, granted, it's going to be an active process from this point all the way to the game shuts down. So you can see that all the assets that they've purchased and built are slowly being put into it. What did you do with Fred Rock? Fred Rock is on Mondays he has to work, so he's always going to be late on Mondays. So he's on his way right now from work. What's up, Pro Hoops? Pro Hoops, this is a game that if you've ever hung out with Missionary Gamer, he's building a game specifically for giving the gospel, and I'm just kind of showing it off because we're about to start a Indiegogo to try and raise some money to bring on another developer, so that way they can make the game bigger and better than what it is. You can see the mountain regions, like everything that you see on screen, because of the way that that Epic has done the Unreal Engine. Like everything, like you can purchase everything. So you can start off with the square room and just buy mountains and trees and grass and stuff like that. So let's see. Darian says, is it just Earn show tonight, or did Fred hide? No, Fred's on his way from work. Fred's on his way from work. He'll be here, and let's just guess and say he'll be here by 9. If not 9, like 9:15. So what I'm doing, Darian, is I'm showing off this game that Missionary Gamer is building. Let's see. Navia says from Facebook, at least you didn't murder him. I think the only person murdering he's going to murder me, not the other way around. Let's see. Pro Hoops says I never actually met anyone from Kansas in person. I don't think it actually exists. I can say that I've driven through a portion of the United States that's supposed to be Kansas. So, like as you can see, one of the games that we play every Saturday during the stream is a soccer game, and it's actually really really fun. My son, who plays Fortnite every Saturday, wants to come in here and play soccer with Missionary Gamer and all the other people that are playing. So you can go to anybody can go to godly. Anybody can go to godly.games right now, download it, and hop in the game. That's what's great about it, is it's free, and there's also area chat because again the whole point of the game um, is to talk and present the gospel and have fun. And when the vaults are starting to come out, then you'll be able to talk to people as far and figure out how to get through the vaults and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Darian says, replying to Neva, my thoughts exactly. Lazy Dumper's laughing. Darian says, I've been through Kansas, so I can confirm it exists. I think it's one of the states I slept through. I know I slept through Arkansas. Yes. Lazy Dumper says, Fred should play this. Here's what I'll tell you. A long time ago, before we met you, Lazy Dumper, when we were just trying to figure out what Fire Resistant podcast was, we actually played Sea of Thieves, and we played with Mr. Potato and a couple of other guys. And Fred, when he plays, because he doesn't know how to do the keyboard and mouse, this is what it looked like. This is what it looked like. He was always looking down at the ground, like he couldn't understand just pulling the mouse where you can run around. He was constantly looking at the ground. I was like, Fred, just pull the mouse. Pull the mouse. And I would straighten the mouse for him where he was looking like this. And then as soon as he would start running, he'd go whoop. Darian says, I kind of remember the Sea of Thieves day. Yeah, it didn't last very long because the longest thing that lasted, and maybe we could start doing it again ever so often, is doing Jackbox games. We were doing that. We did that for a long time, and we got some really good laughs on it. I know that they have newer Jackbox games out there now that give you a little bit more control. I would love to see how much control, because the first few Jackbox games that they released, people could write whatever they wanted to, and the streamer had no recourse for it. So they could go in there and write vulgar things, which is basically the reason why we stopped doing it, is there was no way to protect the community from people coming in there that are trolls and putting vulgar things on there. So maybe they have put things on there, because the last thing that we did was, I think it was Jackbox 5 that had the rapping robots. That was really really good. So, but yeah, this is what the game is now. It's a good start. I don't remember the keystroke that allows me to build. Maybe it's, I don't know, but you can actually build, not like Fortnite, but you can actually pull the ground up in the air and alter the ground. I just don't remember how to do it. But this kind of gives you an idea of, and if there are more people in here, we could talk to each other. And but yeah, every week he's adding to it. So yeah, I would tell you, if you've got kids and you want wholesome stuff going on, this is definitely the game right now to start having them look at. And it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this game progresses. It'll be interesting to see how it goes from what it is now to what God's going to use this game for, because ultimately that's what the whole point of it is to build this game, and if one person comes to Christ through this game, then awesome. If multiple people do, if there are people that are struggling with their faith that hop in this game and they get into a conversation, then that's just what's going to happen. And even now, Fred and I have talked about, because we don't have any sort of support stuff up here, but ever so often we do get enough money into the Twitch account where they do pay us out. So we do have a little bit of money in our account. We've thought about buying an Oculus Rift, and then us going old school like a Missionary Gamer used to do, and then have a night. Good night, Navia. And going into like VR chat and throwing on the mature audience label on our channel, and just start having conversations with people about Christ and see how it goes, because those were definitely some interesting times hanging out in Missionary Gamer's channel when that's what he was doing. So just don't know how that'll go. We may have to wait for the Oculus 3 for it to have easier connectivity to the stream, because I think you have to do some hoop jumping. You got to do some pro hoop jumping to get it connected to where you can stream. Let's see. Darian says also yell at Thrasher for me saying nuggets. I gotta say corn nuggets. And Thrasher's lurking, so just saying his name, he may pop back in here and be like, "Who's talking about me and why?" Dumper says, I'm all caught up on Hawkeye. I thought it was pretty good. We've only watched the first episode. We watched the first episode Saturday night, and then we just kind of relaxed Sunday. We didn't do much at all. We really just laid around the house. We were supposed to go to a birthday party, and Christy looked at me and I looked at her. I mean, no, we're just gonna lay around until stream time, and that's kind of what we did, because the church is about to do a thing called the Bethlehem Experience, and so there's no Sunday night service going forward until the first of the year, because they want to give people enough time to just relax before the Bethlehem Experience. And let me see if there's video of that from I think it was 2009. Second Mile Church, because the pastor was on the news because of it a few years ago. Maybe it's a little bit harder to find. I did a search for Bethlehem Experience, Second Mile Church, and one of the things on here is a Pride March. How does that work? How does that work? Darian says, also update on my friend Charlie. She is currently living with her brother. That's the one that had a fire, correct? If it was, thank you for updating us, because we prayed for the other night, and when we pray for people, we don't exactly remember all the times that we do pray, but getting an update on things, it's a good thing. So hopefully. Yes, okay, she was the one that has a fire, so at least she has a place to stay, and yeah. Well, I guess, let me see, news. Let me see if I put news on there, if it pulls up, because I want to say it was it Channel 4, I don't know, Channel 4, maybe Channel 8, since that popped up first. Yeah, no, this is definitely not it. What? Are they shooting stuff without me? I need to talk to them. You guys, you want to watch this? Let's see. Okay, shall we sing the theme song? We just heard the theme song. Let's see what this is. This promo that they have on the web. This was uploaded, on the 20th. How dare them?
Hey everyone, this is Pastor Todd. I just encourage all of you to mark your calendars for the weekend of December the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. December the 11th, 12th, and 13th. As Second Mile Church.
I can't believe that they. What's up, Merlin Plays? How are you? I can't believe that they. I can't believe that they didn't let me edit this video. That the audio was awful. I'm gonna have to send this over to somebody and be like, "Hey, what in the world, bro? What in the world did you film? Anything that you filmed, just send it over to me. Dropbox it to me. What is it? Apple AirDrop. Do something. Don't just send it out into the world because that audio."
Bringing back the Bethlehem experience. It's a drive-through nativity that shows and depicts several scenes from the life of Jesus. We did this event 2 years ago on our property when our church was only a few
But yeah,
months
this is my
old,
pastor.
and it brought incredible results. We had traffic lined up all the way back to as far as Beach Street in Fort Worth, and we had an estimated 1,000 people on our property each night, with a total of 3,000.
All right, so I guess at some point in the video, he plays the audio from the.
Exciting time, and we're looking forward to bringing this back for the community on December the 11th, 12th, and 13th. I just want to show you a quick clip as we had even Channel 11 television news crew.
It was Channel 11. Oh, I was wrong.
The event because it
Should have
was
been
that
Channel.
popular
I put in Channel 8.
There was so much traffic. Take a look at this clip.
A North Texas nativity scene is causing a big traffic jam for drivers and people trying to get around.
Do you hear that? Did you hear the difference? Just this audio right here is like 2 years old, but his audio is brand new. Like you could hear the massive difference. This is why they should have called me because like listen to this. Listen to the voice.
Even Channel 11 television news crews out here covering the event because it was that popular. And
There's
there was
just
so much
there's
traffic.
all
Take a
this
look at this
echo, right? All this echo, and then
A North Texas
perfect
nativity
sound.
scene is causing a
What?
big
They
traffic
should have
jam
contacted
for
me.
drivers and people trying to get around a part of North Fort Worth earlier this evening. Ariona Gavino checked out why people were willing to wait in traffic at the church off Basswood Drive.
We just got it hosted. My wife is going to be the singer this year.
Second Mile Church, an estimated 1,000 people lined up
What's up,
for a
Ryzen?
free Christmas gift. A drive-through nativity Danielle Chapman came from Keller to see.
This church is giving to the community, and it's just bringing people together at Christmas time. And like I said, it doesn't cost a lot of money. But,
Pre-COVID.
Making memories, you can't put a price on that.
Fort Worth police officers helped direct traffic. Friday night, people waited up to an hour and a half for the condensed Bible story. 7 scenes in the life of Jesus, from birth all the way up to resurrection.
So we're doing that again this year, and if there was an hour wait just to get to the church, it's gonna be interesting. So let's see here. As you guys can see, Fred is here. Let's see. Ernie, you want to watch videos for my church now? No, we don't want to do. We want to do a church video thing. I just threw it out there because we're about to do something crazy, and I'm not. I'm totally on the technical side of it. So, but let's see. Dumper said you should think of the second punishment on the wait. You should think of a second punishment on the wheel that the bar is very small. Are you talking about putting another one? Think of a second punishment on the wheel? Like what? Like what could be worse than Fred having to dress up like Santa Claus, or us switching places, or me doing stand-up for a minute on a topic that you choose? But let's see. Won't be here long, just enough to eat my sandwich. Darian says you truly can't hear it, and plus you need more EQ on it. Yep. Normally they have me edit all their videos. That's what's interesting about them throwing this up here for promo, but they didn't have me edit it. Let's see. Ern, you can guess what kind of sandwich. Fred can guess too. When you say what kind of sandwich, you talking like is it from like Subway or what? Because if you're talking like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that's what I'm gonna go for. Ryzen said guess his sandwich.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly, but with banana.
Oatmeal with fried bologna on it.
That's not a sandwich.
It is if you put bread in between all of it. Darian says, Fred, we thought Ern murdered you.
Well, that's just silly.
And then Face Ones, who just came in, said Taco Casa incoming.
Nope.
Fred said, nope, I stopped by whatever store and just picked up a bunch of meat.
The dollar store.
Get that off the Dollar General?
Yep.
But that wasn't $1, though.
Nope.
It wasn't $1.25 either.
It was not.
So it wasn't. You smell it just to make sure it's still good. There's spinach and sriracha. Merlin Plays says, been meaning to stop by more. Merlin, hey, life happens. We're just here doing our thing. And when people show up, they show up. It's all good. So we just hope that you're doing well. And it's awesome that that you're checking us out on our YouTube page. Because as you can tell that we are multi-streaming now. Restream through on a massive sale for Black Friday, that one that we couldn't pass up. So we're doing this. So now we're multi-streaming on Facebook, Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. And then I saw on the list there was apparently you can stream to Twitter. I added Twitter, but I didn't add it to start streaming to. So I'm wondering if we should do that. Do you want me to do that?
No.
Why not? It's another avenue.
Yeah.
Because see, look, here, all you got to do is do this. Look, all you got to do is click that, and then it'll start streaming.
Well, kick it then.
Oh, okay, well, then there we go. Boom, let's do this. So I don't know how you could find us on Twitter streaming, but apparently we're going to be streaming on Twitter as well. Well, maybe not. It just says offline, so maybe it's not feeding to it. So I lied to you, Fred.
Dang it. Stop it.
Because when I went to stream earlier, it was on, and it started saying, feeding, and I was like, oh, well, it's about to stream, so I turned it off because I wanted to talk to you about it first before we start streaming on some random platform. But if it kicks on for whatever reason, then we're going to be streaming on Twitter as well.
Cool.
Let's see. How has to do a silly dance for TikTok or something on TikTok, therefore you guys get content on TikTok. That is true. But
I feel bad because I'm supposed to be the TikTok guy and I haven't done anything with it.
At all.
At all. Except twice.
He's like, hey, this is Fred. I'm gonna start coming to you and chatting with you. I'm gonna be chatting with you all the time going forward. Except not.
Silence.
Nope.
Crickets.
And that's how Deadly Dill built his community. As he got crazy on TikTok and people started showing up. Let's see. Ryzen says bologna with spinach and sriracha, so Ern was sort of right. Whoa. That's awesome. Not really. But bologna? Also, pumpkin spice, apple cider, carrot juice. Sounds like you're trying to poison yourself. Why are you trying to poison yourself? What? Pumpkin spice, apple cider, carrot juice. Sounds like he's trying to poison himself.
No, it doesn't. Sounds good.
Sounds like you're trying to destroy your toilet as well. Like spinach, sriracha, bologna with pumpkin, apple cider, carrot juice. Yeah. You hate your toilet. What did the toilet do to you, sir? Tell us. You can always stream to Twitter as you reach the world more. Yeah. Well, I turned it. I clicked it on, so I guess it doesn't like the fact that that it wasn't turned on when we first streamed. So I turned it off in the middle of the stream. So let's see. Sounds like a weird combo, but it's actually really good. Darian says it was, but now it's not. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm a spicy food maniac. So, Ryzen, since you like spicy food, have you had a chance? I have not. So I'm going to preface my question with I have not tried it. But do you have a Burger King around you? And if you do, have you tried their ghost pepper chicken nuggets yet? They just built a Burger King probably about 6 months ago over here. across the street from Kroger, and I saw that they have ghost pepper chicken nuggets, and I was thinking, I'm going to try that. And did I tell you? I don't think I told you. So I watched an old episode. Did I tell you about this?
Of
Hot Ones?
No.
So I watched an old episode of Hot Ones because it had Dax Shepard in it, and they used to have a bottle that was that had blueberry on it. I forget the other ingredient. I was like, hey, a blueberry spicy hot sauce. Let's try it. Immediately bought it, right? It delivered. I opened it up, smelt it. You could kind of smell the little bit of the burn, but then also you got the blueberry whiff, and I was like, what can I use this on? I didn't have wings. I still haven't fully used it yet, right? Because I need to buy wings because I'm going to make wings in it, right? But here's what I'll tell you. Here is what I will tell you. My brother's hot sauce had ghost peppers, scorpion peppers, and a whole bunch of other stuff that's really, really hot, right? When I ate it, there was a moment where I could eat it. There was like a moment before burn, right? Where it's like, you eat it, oh, it tastes so good, burn. I was like, let me see what this stuff tastes like. I put a dab of it on my finger. I went, as soon as a gram piece, sliver, whatever you want to call it, touched my tongue immediately caught on fire. Like there was no, it was instantaneous burn.
Yeah.
Instantaneous. I've never had that feeling before. There's always been like, oh yeah, flavor, and then, oh look, here comes the burn. This was instant. Like my taste buds did not have time to interpret the blueberry, and I think it was blueberry and ghost pepper, I think is what it was, but it did not have time to interpret the blueberry or ghost pepper or anything. It just immediately burned. And it wasn't an overbearing burn. It was just because I didn't have time to interpret any sort of flavor. So whenever I see somebody now eat Da Bomb, because have you seen the Hot One stuff?
Yeah.
So Da Bomb is usually the thing that puts people over the edge. So the fact that like instantaneously my tongue was on fire, I was like, wow, what is it like trying the bomb? Because most people that try it say it doesn't have any flavor. It just sets your face on fire.
Lovely.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It just burn. No taste, burn.
Just hot.
Yeah, so.
There's speaking of ghost peppers, there's a bottle about yay big of ghost pepper and wing hot sauce at my job.
Mm-hmm.
When I eat the Campbell soup that I eat for breakfast or whatever, I like to put a heavy load of Frank's hot sauce in it because it's has a good flavor and it's just a little bit of heat. I don't like heat. I don't like painful. I don't like it to burn on the way out. So I'm really out for a lot of hot stuff. But I know that the ghost pepper is stupid hot.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I need something in my soup, but I'm not gonna. So I just I put the top on it and then I tipped it over and then I tipped it back up. So there was just a drop,
right,
a little layer, and I was like, immediate, just fire all the way up through my ears. It sucked.
So
it sucked.
I saw something that Lazy Dumper just said, but let's catch up with chat and let's see, because I'm actually thinking about it. But Ryzen says, that's funny. You say Burger King because we're about to get one where I live. It's probably been 10 years since the closed one that we had before. Oh, since they closed. Okay, well, I mean, they just started this new product called Ghost Pepper Chicken Nuggets, so you should probably try it. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. Darian says, also happy Advent night to Ern and Fern.
It's spread.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
What is Advent, sir?
What is Advent night? But here's the comment that's intriguing to me. He says, I think Ern wants to add hot sauce to the Wheel of Doom. So, do you know a lot about hot sauce?
I know it sucks.
If I bought a bottle, let's say we use the bottle that I have in my fridge right now, can a bottle of hot sauce stay out of the fridge?
I think so.
Okay. once we verify that, I might be open to buying like the last dab and putting that, or maybe even the bomb, and trying it on stream based off of what the wheel lands on. Or
I'm not doing it.
Or I didn't say you. I said me. I didn't say
just-
us.
just
I didn't say
clarification. Just
Fred.
clarify.
I said I. But ultimately, that's something that I might be open to, where we put like a price tag on there, because this is not. I think, the beans. The beans suck for about 30 seconds,
Yeah.
right? So I think those are good for entertainment value, but like, the burn's going to last somewhere between probably 5 and 6, 7 minutes. So my mouth will be on fire for a pretty good while. So we'd have to figure out something where everyone could be comfortable with maybe throwing down a donation to the stream to watch me burn my face off. Because the last dab has the highest Schofield rating. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind maybe doing something like that. Doing the Schofield thing, so that way it could work out in our benefit. I don't know. Let's see.
Carry on.
Ryzen says, also, I legit bought some ghost pepper cheese at Walmart today, and it's been probably 2 years back when I ate it. My mouth enjoyed it, but my stomach didn't. No bathroom woes, though. I will tell a semi-gross story. There was one time that Christy and I, we ran off on a weekend together over in Lake Travis. We found this awesome hole-in-the-wall burger joint, right? They did stuffed burgers. So I thought that this burger that would have jalapenos and jalapeno cheese stuffed in it was a good idea. I ate it, and I was like, this was an awesome idea. The next morning, I was hurting at the toilet.
Really?
I've never had it burn on the way out. This one burned on the way out, Fred. I was like, let's go to the pool. My biscuits are burning. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Ryzen says, where the Fred urn grows. I see what he's talking about. I like that. That was a good book and a good movie. Did you ever see the movie?
I did not see the movie. I read the book as a child.
Let's see. Darian says, Advent is the coming of Jesus 4 weeks before the birth of Jesus. Advent starting yesterday, so it's night 2 of it. Let's see. What is this?
Right. A little layer, and I was like, immediate. So there was just a drop.
Right.
A little layer, and I was like, dumper. Immediate.
I love it.
That's enough.
I mean, that's enough.
That's enough. Woo!
Let's see. Advent is a season of that word.
Liturgical.
You observe in the most Christian denominations as a time of expectant waiting and preparation for both the celebration of the nativity of Christ at Christmas and the return of Jesus Christ at the second coming. Nice. I've never heard anybody say that prior to it, and Darian has learned me something.
You're smarter.
Yep. So when you were getting here, we were watching this video of my pastor, right? And I don't know who filmed this. I don't know who edited it, because there's no editing. So if you look, they know. I'll put it back up here again. Whoever filmed this, we're going to have a chat. Because, he's off center. He's not the center of the screen, right? And when you walked in here, right, listen to the audio.
And it brought incredible results. We had traffic lined
Wow.
up all
So you have that, right? You have that, and then when it switches, I was showing them earlier, you hear that, right?
Take a look at this clip.
A North Texas nativity.
Perfect audio. So I'm gonna be like, listen, whoever did this to us, they need to be kicked out of the church. They need to be
That's a
excommunicated.
little drastic.
They need to be. Yes.
And we're planning a big event.
We're gonna have a chat. We're going to kick some people out of the church over this. This is how it goes. You get me involved and you're gonna get kicked out of church. Fozzie is in the house, says, Fred and Ern, guess who's playing Santa Claus? That guy.
Nope.
You can't play something that you are. So you are correct, Fred. You cannot play Santa Claus because you are Santa Claus.
Ho, ho, ho.
Nope.
Yep. This needs to be louder. It sounds really low. It doesn't sound as festive when it's so stinking low. Why is that so low, Fred? Name of it is Santa MP3. So let's open this up and let's make it louder. Because it makes my listen, it's not that loud. Listen.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Needs to be louder. Don't you agree, Fred? Yep.
No.
Yep. Fred, how was your day?
Perfect.
That's all you're gonna say?
Perfect. What else? What do you
Why was
need?
it perfect?
What do you
Talk.
need?
All right. Sorry, I forgot we were trying to do a podcast where people talk. Sorry, I guess we don't talk. I apologize.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merlin. Dumper.
Ho, ho.
Good Lord. I'm not Santa.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Neg says you can't make it loud enough. Crank it up.
I don't know. That's true.
That's better. So I woke up late. I went to an AA meeting. I went back home, had some lunch, and I went to work at my third job, and I just got here at 8:35. So that's how my day was.
Cool. I went to work, and now I'm here.
Yes, my third job.
What's up, Nag? How are you doing?
Actually, technically, I guess it would be my fourth job because this is my job. This is a job as well. It's a ministry job, but it's still a job with hours and regulations and restrictions and all that.
True.
Yeah.
So should I make it as loud as possible? He says you can't make it loud enough. Because right now it sounds like this.
Ho, ho, ho.
But then if
That's
I turn,
pretty loud.
but then if I go this,
Ho, ho, ho.
I'm going back down to 40%. Let's see. Did you guys know you can make a black cat emote by combining a black square and cat? Now I want one where you can combine a blue square and a hedgehog and make Sonic the Hedgehog. I walked out of bed and then I'm here. Yep. I went to work and now I'm here. Perfect day. Let's see. Also, Fred, did I tell you I do tech for my church, Celebrate Recovery group? I do audio visual.
Awesome. That's cool.
Nag says I'm hanging in there. Went out to Laredo today for work, then came back a bit tired.
Laredo. Like Texas?
I would assume so. Nag, I'm sure we probably talked about this before, and forgive us because we don't remember that much. So I'm assuming Laredo, that means what, maybe in the DFW area? I'm saying I know Laredo is not in the DFW area, but
it's not that far, though. It's
right.
just a little further west than me.
Right, because that's what I'm saying. Like, went out and then came back, meaning went out to there and then came back to the DFW area. Laredo's at the Mexico border? Okay, then we're really off. We don't know our Texan. I was born here. I don't know anything. Maybe not Laredo, Texas. Maybe Laredo, New Mexico. I don't know.
New Mexico?
You know what's in New Mexico? New Mexicans. He's looking it up on the map.
I'm
just click it. It'll take you to the map. See? See, man. And then zoom out with your mouse. Like roll back on the map. There you go. It is on the border. So yeah, we don't know where we're at. That is directly on the border. So he's way.
Yeah, but there's another.
He's out. He says he's outside of San Antonio.
Okay.
Maybe we're thinking Alvarado, not Laredo.
That's what it is. Alvarado.
Yeah, Alvarado's
my bad.
Yeah, Alvarado's a little
the
bit
crazy
west.
gun guy at Alvarado.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's what. Yeah. Sorry.
Outside of San Antonio. Yep. And then Ace. So I remember you guys talking about Texas was testing it. Yeah. Outside of San Antonio. Well, let's see. The last time that I went, where did we go to San Antonio? Oh yeah, we went to San Antonio for
PAX.
For PAX, yeah, we went out. Was it 2020? Because it was before they shut everything down. Or was it 2019?
Had to be 19.
Was it 19? Okay, we went to San Antonio for PAX South. We met a guy named Kenneth and that we hang out. All right, Ryzen, have a great night, sir. Thanks for dropping by.
Blessings.
I'm in good old New Brunsville.
New Bronzeville's. Wow.
Where everyone
cool.
comes for the river. Yep. They float the Brazos, right? Isn't that what they float? They float they float some river. It's a big, huge party. A buddy of mine does it. I don't know if he still does it. He's too old for it now. But that's what he used to do all the time. Let's see. Did y'all finish the cheer wines yet? They're done, but we're not going to drink them. They're still sitting over there. There's 2.5 bottles.
I drank mine.
He drank his. I didn't finish mine, and then there's 2 more over there. So, by the way, I was going to tell you or ask you, not tell you, but ask you to stop at a QT to see if there was a Choco Taco there. But I just forgot, and here we are.
Here we are.
Because I'm pretty sure that Racetrack doesn't sell them, and we were told that that QT sells them. So I know where a QT is, but it'd be like a 20-minute round trip, maybe longer.
It's just right there at 820.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to go all the way down, and then take Marine Creek all the way down there, and then come all the way back. So yeah, let's see. Just ship them to me then. I'll probably end up giving them to my son because my son drinks all that crazy nonsense. Is QT exploding where you guys are? They are popping up everywhere here. So we have a problem over here in the DFW area. We have a problem with QT's, Racetrack, and 7-Elevens just showing up everywhere.
Everywhere.
Because there's a 7-Eleven right here. If you take this side road and go all the way down, it'll take you almost to a 7-Eleven. There's a 7-Eleven on that corner.
Yep.
And then on Longhorn, like less than a mile away from that one, they're building a new one.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. So they're putting them everywhere. But yeah, QTs and Racetracks have been a problem here in the DFW for a while.
Evil, welcome,
Evil
sir.
is in
How
the
you
house. What is going on? Evil to Hope. How are you doing? We are, just so you know, since you haven't been here in a hot minute, we are doing a multi-stream now. We are streaming to YouTube, DLive, Twitch, and Facebook. So when you see us talk, you're not going to see the stuff up here in chat. We're responding. We'll still read it out, so that way you can see what people are typing. So yeah. Let's see. I don't know what to think about fellow Southerners who does not enjoy a good Coke. That is true. When you go to a restaurant here, they ask you, do you want water, tea, or a Coke? And when they say Coke, then you say, yeah, I would like a Coke. Can I get a Dr. Pepper? So, I don't know. I don't know how that came to be. I really don't. Kind of like, the word Kleenex is a brand, but every single time that you need something to blow your nose on, you say, can you get me a Kleenex? And it doesn't matter if it's Kleenex or not. Everybody knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
So down here in the South, Coke is the way to say soda or pop.
Pop.
Give me some pop, Dr. Pepper. Let's see. Evil says, I'm well. I shot a deer on Saturday with my muzzle loader.
Awesome.
Whoa, that's probably got you. Your eyebrows are probably up on that one.
Oh, cool.
Because the muzzle loader, I would assume, because I don't know anything about that kind of gun, is probably harder to shoot things with, right?
They can be if you are using the old flintlock or the old school flintlock. Much harder to shoot because you have to wait for the fire to set off in the pan and then go down into the chamber and set off the powder behind the bullet and push it.
Because I was thinking, because if you shoot and you miss, because, sometimes you shoot at a deer and they're like, what was that? And they just stand there. And then you're like, you're able to put in a bullet in a chamber real fast. But you're like, you shoot at a deer and I was like, what was that? You're like,
2 minutes later.
Whoosh, stab, stab, stab. Put it in the little flint thing, light it, and be like, okay, hold there. Turn your head away so the stuff doesn't pop in your eyes and then shoot. Yeah. Let's see.
The new ones actually have a primer that sits on the cup, and they go off instantly. So they're much easier to shoot.
Let's see. Let's see. He says, and by that I meant cheerwine. Well, the fact that most people over here, don't know what cheerwine is, it's not a Southern thing. Most people, when you think of a Southern pop, they think of Dr. Pepper. Because Dr. Pepper is Texas. Is a Texas product. So, Jimmy says, I like Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, but not Pepsi. I could drink Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, and Pepsi. I don't have a problem with either of those three.
RC Cola.
I can drink myself an RC Cola as well.
Root beer.
Lazy Dumper says...
Any makers. I like root beer.
Lazy Dumper says, I don't drink any soda. And guess what? That is a smart route. Don't start.
Don't do it.
If you think about drinking soda, just look at old Ern and say, yeah, don't want to look like that guy. Stay away from the soda. It'll kill you.
It's not good for you.
And Fred's like, it'll kill you. Drink the Mountain Dew. Well, the great thing about your Mountain Dew is no one can tell what it is because you're drinking space. Let's see. Root beer is heavenly. That is true. So I don't know if you guys have an A&W restaurant over there in California, or maybe there's other restaurants that do this, but we have a chain over here called A&W, and when you get a combo, and if you eat there, they used to. I don't know if they still do because I don't eat there.
They don't anymore.
They don't. They used to give you a chilled glass. It was a mug. And you would put your root beer or Dr. Pepper, whatever. You normally put Dr. Pepper in there. Oh no. Oh no, how do we get rid of that? Well, no one else can see it but us. Yeah. So that's good. See, that's the reason why that we have, you guys don't see it, but somebody has a terrible name on YouTube that just said some awful things. You can't delete it. Only I can.
I know.
So I'll have to go in there and set it up. But anyways, let's see. Nag says, speaking of deer, coming back from Laredo, we actually saw someone with a deer on top of their SUV tied down with an extension cord going down the passenger side mirror. Never seen that before. That will get you in some serious trouble if the game warden catches you, right?
Why?
Huh?
Why? You have to haul it some way.
I thought if you hit it, you're supposed to leave it there.
Did he say they hit it?
Well, I mean, he said it was tied to the top.
He actually saw one with a deer on top of their SUV, tied down with a cord.
It's not deer season, is it?
It is.
Oh, well, then maybe then yeah. I just assumed that they hit it with their car.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, you can't say no because maybe they did. Your assumption is they shot it.
Usually, if you hit a deer hard enough with your car to kill it, your car is jacked.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Anyway.
Let's see. What about Sun Drop? I do believe that is Superior Citrus. I don't even know what Sun Drop is.
I've had it before. It's like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. It's like Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow. Never even heard of it. Sun Drop, never heard of it. Sammy Jimmy says, everything is trying to kill us. That is true. Everything is trying to kill us. Ace says also, where are my sounds? Redeemed all sounds all at once. See, you're supposed to be keeping an eye on that for me, and you're not.
Yeah.
You're looking at my screen.
Can you make that go away some kind of way?
What, this?
That.
What's that?
That thing there that's despicable.
Well, then say what the guy wrote.
I don't say what he wrote.
I didn't say read. I'm saying, can you make that what that guy wrote disappear? Because when you say, can you make that disappear? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know if I can. Let me see. Well, you can talk to chat while I try to figure it out.
I'm going to. Let's see. Also, where my sounds. I'm going.
Sorry.
Truth, I was raised next door to an AW, and a frosted root beer float was my jam. I liked it when they were, like Aaron was talking about, the big frosty mugs and all that. Fabulous back in the day. Nag says, I don't know if it was roadkill, but it was field dressed, but looked like it was practically jerky by that point. I took pictures. Going by, I can put it in, but it's graphic, so I'll hold off. Yeah, let's not do that.
That's weird that it'll let me block the dude, but it won't let me remove it from the channel.
Well, did you block him?
Oh, yeah. That's
okay.
what I did.
Good.
So he's blocked, but I'm sure he just made the comment and then left. But YouTube doesn't allow you. I mean, it's deleted on YouTube, but you can't actually remove it from Restream, which is weird. But anyways, at least we got our first troll from YouTube.
Have mercy.
Let's see here. Let's get his sounds set while we're thinking about it.
Yep.
Looked like Merlin bought something too. If you guys buy something and we don't play it, it's because Fred's not paying attention and telling me.
Yeah,
because
it's all my fault.
because I can't see it anymore because of the way Restream is. He's actually got the chat up. But Merlin asked for
You ding dong.
and then Ace.
I don't care who you are. This week's episode
There we go. Sorry about that, Ace, but just know that if you purchase something, I can't see it, and Fred's more than likely not paying attention, and so I will try and maneuver my screen around to see if I can figure a way to see when you guys buy
You
stuff.
can make that smaller.
It's all part of Chrome. So, like, look, it's different tabs.
Yeah, but you can make it smaller.
Or you could help out and pay attention. Let's see. What was the last thing that you read?
I don't know. Graphic. Sun Drops also from North Carolina, I do believe so. Fred has tried it. I have tried it. Ern was not.
Did you
Time to
see
get a Sun Drop for Ern.
Lazy Dumper said, worry about my friend. He goes through 4 sodas a day sometimes, a couple of times. A gulp from McDonald's is definitely the problem. He is already type 2. He's a great kid. Was the other guy next to me in the movie I did. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't make decisions for people. I mean, everybody knows that when you're drinking soda, you're drinking spoonfuls of sugar.
Spoonfuls.
So you can all you can do is just pray that he starts making better decisions, and then because he's going to do what he's going to do. Don't know if it's roadkill. I took pictures going by. I can put them, but no, don't put that stuff.
So Jimmy says, one of my dreams is to work at A&W.
Nice.
We have A&Ws here. They have a large root beer float. Hot summer day.
Yep. There's they started popping up, and in fact, my baby mama's family opened up a A&W, but her mom was a doofus and ran a business into the ground. Like, when have you ever heard of a fast food restaurant shutting down? She found a way to run the business into the ground.
Wow.
And it was fast food, and A&W's just happened, so people were clamoring to get to them, and she ran a fast food restaurant into the ground because it was a A&W Long John Silver's.
Right.
Is what they are.
Yep. Way back in the day when it was just A&W, their jam was a huge fake barrel, like a root beer barrel out front. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. I remember one of those, and we had one in McAllister that didn't have the big barrel, but it was an A&W only. Good burgers, good sodas.
Yep. Because do you know where the Target is on Denton Highway? The big super Target on Denton Highway. There's like a Chili's and a Cotton. So in that strip center where there's a GameStop, that's where the A&W was.
Wow.
So it was there in the middle of all that.
And it didn't make it?
And it didn't make it. And then there's an A&W on Beach that's still there.
Yep. And it's connected with the Long Johns too.
Yeah, they both were. But the one that was ran by her crashed and burned, but the one that's freestanding and that's not really, I mean, it's surrounded by other restaurants. At the time, that A&W wasn't. It was the only thing over there. Crash and burn. Crash and burn. Let's see. Is there a way we haven't played What Is Best? We played What Is Best yesterday. I forget who bought it, but you have not bought it in a while. So I personally have not done it for you in a while, but I think it was Focused on Midnight bought it last night. Or maybe it was Guns and Knives. I think Guns and Knives bought it last night. I can't remember. Somebody did. Let's see. Fred is not paying attention because he is making his list and checking it twice. That is true. He is checking it twice.
Ho, ho, ho.
Lazy Dumper says, I tried to bring him down to an amount of soda. He gets it sometimes. Yeah. Jimmy says, Fred, I love this. I thought I was the only one who remembered the old A&W. Loved that place. Oh, speaking of Guns and Knives, what's up, Guns and Knives?
Hey, guys.
Well, so Jimmy, they have. I don't think they did the barrel thing at the ones that they opened up here. But they did give the frosty mugs. So,
yeah, that was the good stuff too.
Yeah, because the root beer stuck to the sides of it and then slowly released back into the cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time. How did that store shut down? How did that store shut down?
Bad management.
Oh my goodness, yes. when the husband, because her mom never really worked a day in her life outside of driving that business to the ground, right? After she met my baby mama's stepdad, right? This dude's a workhorse. He works for a specific place, and he's still working there, working doubles and triples and stuff like that. And he's just banking. And he actually ended up opening a business. I don't know what he opened up in Vegas, but he loved Vegas. And then when his wife, my baby mama's mom, when she passed away a year before Jackie did, he basically just uprooted and had his roots sort of in Texas, but he was in Vegas. He loved Vegas before she died, and he opened up a business, and then he came back when she died, and then as soon as they put the dirt over the top of Jackie's grave, he went back to Vegas, and it was just like
deuces.
What's interesting about him, he wants nothing to do with God, but he still lives by, like, when I say a moral standard, you get what I mean when I say moral standard. Yeah. He still has a moral type standard because, like, his two kids went off the deep end as far as from being really, really immoral, right? So, and he just didn't want, I'm sure he still talks to his son and all that sort of stuff, but, like, Jackie, some of the stories about her. So she went off this way, and then when she died, his son was like, guess what? Now it's my turn to go crazy off, dude. I was like, what in the world? No wonder he wants to stay in Vegas because, like, found out that because Brett went over there to hang out with him because he didn't know what was going on, found out that they became swingers. And I was like, what in the world? I was like, how in the world? But, it was just weird. It was just weird when we found out because, what I just said. And it's just, I guess it don't matter what you look like. If you can find other people that are like, cool.
I guess.
Very weird situation because I think they do have 3 or 4 kids, right? So they all live in that house. So to see people consistently, well, I wouldn't say consistently because I don't know how consistent it is, but seeing mom and dad with other people, and stuff like that, that's going to destroy those kids, break them. Their moral compass is dead.
It's off
yeah. It was flattened by their mother.
Off the pin.
Guns and Knives says, I sensed a disturbance within the force as soon as I could. Turns out you were talking about me.
Yep.
Zimmy Jimmy asked the last time somebody purchased what's best in life, and I was trying to remember who ordered it yesterday. I think it was actually you. And Lazy Dumper says,
I'm under the water.
I saw it over on Fred's screen because I'm angling myself now where I can see this, I can see our chat, and I can actually see what's going on over here. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to miss some. So if you do order something, you still got to tell us if we don't play it. But yeah, Zimmy Jimmy says they gave me and some kids free mugs, and our moms would freeze them and pour A&W into them for it. Dude, so what we're talking about, Zimmy Jimmy. Fred and I and Zimmy Jimmy, I think, all agree there's no better way to drink A&W or any root beer than a frozen mug.
Amen.
The only other way to have root beer is to put vanilla ice cream in it, unless you like other ice cream than that. But I've only had root beer float with vanilla ice cream.
I like it out of the bottle or the can as well. I can drink it anyway, but it is best in a cold, frozen, frosty mug.
Yep.
It is the best.
That's what's best in life, to drink a cold mug of root beer. Crush the enemies of Christ and hear the lamentations of the other mugs. I don't know, but yeah, it kind of makes me want to see. Are you sure that A&W doesn't do that anymore? They don't do the mugs? I wonder what made them stop. Probably people stealing them.
Paper.
Huh?
Disposable.
Yeah. Well, they had that before, too. You could get both. Like, if you went through the drive-thru, they didn't give you a frozen mug.
Right.
I bet you people probably stealing them. They probably just got tired of replacing them.
Or got tired of washing them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about that, too. Stealing and washing probably were both bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. We serve them at church and everyone will go. Ooh, I didn't even think of that. I'm going to text Pastor right now. Here's how we get more people in church. Frozen A&W mugs. Let's see. I just got a text. Hold on.
Uh-oh. What do you do now?
Okay.
Are y'all broadcasting on all of the video sites again tonight?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Going forward, we will do that.
That is the plan.
Yep, we're gonna do that, and because we you've heard us say it, and we will always consistently say it. We're not here for the subs or anything like that. We definitely appreciate anybody that puts money into our stream to support us, but like our goal is to talk to people about the gospel of Jesus Christ. So when Twitch notices us, if in fact they ever do, and they take away our affiliation, it's not going to do anything to us, because right now, again, because we're not pushing anything, I would say about once every 3 months is about the time that we get enough money where Twitch pays us now.
Yeah.
Because we just stopped pushing it. We used to have numbers and stuff like that, like all the other streamers, but then we're like, no.
Nope.
As we meet people, they need to know that we're here for them. So that's how we roll. And if people donate, and people we have the whole bean thing. If people donate or all that sort of stuff, then we praise God and we thank them, and thank you. But we're here to stream and try and just talk to people. And if it gets too crazy, as far as like if DLive starts popping off, or if YouTube starts popping off where there's too many people in chat, then we'll have to figure it out, because we don't want to get to a point where we can't just read what's going on and chat with you guys. If it's going too quickly, then we're doing something right, but also doing something wrong. But yeah. Let's see. They still do mugs in Canada, although the Canadian A&W and American A&Ws are two separate companies. Interesting. Are the Canadian A&Ws are the root beers? Is the root beer the same though? Maybe two different companies, but the root beer may be the same. Maybe you don't know. Maybe he's never had American root beer.
He probably has,
but only had Canadian root beer, because we've never had Canadian root beer. Let me rephrase that. Fred has lived an extravagant life. He may have his root beer imported from Canada. So I personally have not had Canadian root beer. So I couldn't tell you if it's different or not. I would assume Canada probably takes the sugar out of it, because they hate their people.
No, they will let it age more, and it gives a little bit of alcoholic bite.
They hate their people. Oh, this has got too much sugar in it, and sugar makes you want to be free and think for yourself. Get that crap out of here. What's that all about? Kennethan's in the house. What's up, Kennethan?
Hey, Ken.
Let's see. What's best in life? To crush the enemies of Christ, to see them driven before the Lord, and have toast of A&W in frosty mugs at the victory feast. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. At the marriage supper of the Lamb, everybody in heaven's going to have
frosty mug is A&W.
A mug that never is not frosty.
Yeah, there you go.
It's going to be frosty eternally. And it's going to be American root beer, none of that Canadian stuff we were talking about. Jesus loves us. He wants us to have sugar. But not too much. It's become simple. Jimmy says, man, now I want A&W. Me too. I'm drinking some sweet tea over here. I love sweet tea, but talking all this A&W stuff, you just may hop over and get us some root beer.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I have a full thing of water over there that I need to drink down, baby. Let's see. Guns and Knives says, well, American Coca-Cola and Mexican Coca-Cola are different. Is it? Interesting. And what do you know what the difference is? Your wife said at the zoo just sent you some pics.
I just got the bzz, bzz, bzz in my pocket.
Let's see. Kenneth says Emerald City Comic-Con is coming this week. Nice. I bought tickets to the Gaylord today. And we're going to go do the Elf Saves Christmas deal on the 23rd of December. It's going to be fun. But anyways.
Cool pictures.
There are some awesome pictures. I will have to tell my wife about that. She's been wanting to go to the zoo for a while now. And now that they have the Christmas stuff out there, that maybe she'll grab the kids, take off, and I'll get like a Saturday to myself.
They're actually in Houston.
Oh, dang it. Oh, yeah, I forgot you told me that they were in Houston. Well, maybe Christy will grab the kids and go to Houston and I'll have a weekend to myself.
Probably not.
Probably not. Let's see. I was saying, Kenneth then wrote, Emerald City Comic-Con is coming this weekend, Thursday to Sunday, and Final Fantasy, whatever number that is, expansion, Endwalker comes out for pre-orders this Friday. This episode of the Fire Resistant Podcast is brought to you by Final Fantasy, whatever number that is, expansion, Endwalker. Pre-order yours today.
5.
I think that's 15 because it's 10 and 5.
No.
Oh, no, it's 14.
14.
Oh, because the V comes first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 14.
Later.
Who says later? Who's out here? Oh,
Mom,
your wife. I think Dallas does it. I'm sure that that Fort Worth Zoo does something similar. If they don't, then oh well. I won't get that weekend. Jimmy says yes. American is corn syrup. Mexican is pure sugar. I did not know that. I'm learning things with my brain. I be learning stuff. Know your numbers? I do. You put 15 and I'll know it's 15. Why can't you just put FF14 next to it? Why you got to put X1 or whatever those numbers are?
X1V.
We're American people.
10 minus.
We're not Romans. It's Roman numerals. We're not Roman numerals. We're American.
Okay.
Let's see. Know your numbers. I prefer Mexican. Let's see. Roman numeral education. Guess what? I'm going to receive that, and guess what? Going to forget it as soon as it disappears at the top of the chat. Because I don't play Final Fantasy, and I rarely ever see Roman numerals. The only time seriously, in all seriousness, the only time I really truly see Roman numerals is Super Bowl time. So, and I rarely pay attention to that these days. Probably in the past
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Have they been kneeling for 4 years? Has it been that long? I think it's been 3.
Whatever.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Either way. Kenneth says, wow, I see them everywhere because you have Final Fantasy stuff all over your room. Clocks, documents, books, Super Bowl, etc. And you're looking at the wrong stuff, dude.
I think.
Therefore, I am.
It has Roman numerals in the front of my
portion
of my Bible before Genesis. The appendices and all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kennethan has his own emote.
Yeah, so do you.
I do?
You had your own emote. Do you not know what our emotes are?
No.
We've had these emotes forever.
I don't have them anymore.
Why not?
I don't know.
That's our emote. It hasn't changed. It's your emote.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
His actually looks like him.
You wouldn't let me make one of your face. You got mad when I suggested it. You did. I said, we need to make that your face. You're like, rah, 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 rah. Okay, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Rah, 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 rah. I'll quit this podcast right now if you ask me again.
Yeah.
Shut up. I was like, okay, dude. Sorry. And I was very I didn't even want to bring it back up, how angry you got. You scared Lazy Dumper. Lazy Dumper told me he cried that night after the stream. He got so angry about me talking about turning you into an emote. You're like, don't ever bring that up again.
Shut up.
Let's see.
I don't think so.
Fears Rain says, I don't think so. Fred does. Fred is worried about facial ID. I know. I don't know why you got mad. You didn't get as mad as I was just portraying, but you did get pretty irritated at me wanting to turn you into something like that. I think Kennethan's emote was the thing that made me bring it up to say, hey, look, Kennethan, you're like, no, I won't do that. I won't do that.
Shut up.
Okay. 0 to 100 sometimes. Like, okay, sorry. Look, there's a Fred emote right there. No, that's a Frankie emote. That's my puppy. Even though my puppy doesn't look anything like that. I took a picture of my puppy today. You guys want to see my puppy? As a fresh hot take, I took her dunce cap off, and she was so happy. She went straight to her bed and started chewing on one of her bones that I got her. She was so stinking happy. There, she's kind of blurry. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Anybody's name? Nope, no name. So look at this. This is my puppy with her broken leg, courtesy of me. But she got her dunce cap off. No, not permanently, but I took it off so she could have some playtime, and she's just doing her thing. She was on her bed. She was so happy to get out of the cage and lay on her bed, and that's caught her in motion. She had just licked the bone, and it fell off the bed. She is a Corgi Aussie mix, so yes, that emote is perfect for my sweet. Oh yeah, I guess I did set up a Nightbot command for Frankie the puppy. So yeah, there's another one when she had a purple when her cast was, yeah. There's her in her dunce cap, my sweet puppy. Poor puppy. Poor pocketbook. Poor pocketbook. Oh my goodness. That's when she was chewing on her leg pre-break. Did I show you that video? Look at this. Like when she gets bored, she chews on her leg. That's a leg she broke. Maybe she pre-broke it. Maybe that's what it was. She pre-broke her leg. I didn't actually break her leg. She pre-broke it by chewing on it. That's what it was. I didn't step on her leg. She broke it with her jaw. She was like, I'll show him. Look, he just goes over the top of her.
I'm going to choose my leg off.
Look at that. Did you see that? It's like it gets caught on her nose. She's trying to get... Yeah. Oh, man. What's the topic of today, Kennethan? It can be whatever you want it to be. That's what I'm saying. We were talking about... I don't even remember what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about Roman numerals. You want to talk more about Roman numerals? We can. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Kennethan, did you ever over in California? No, you're not in California. You're in Washington. Is there A&W restaurants out there? And did you, if so, did you ever try one? You're in Washington. Yeah, you're in Washington. Did you ever try root beer in a frozen mug? What is the primary thing? I don't even know what that means. The primary thing.
You don't have a theme? No, we don't ever have a theme.
No, he said the primary thing. Maybe he meant topic. We never... Oh, you're talking about... Yeah, we never come in here with a topic. We let you guys talk about it.
It's chat-driven.
Yep. If you want us to, we can come out. We can come with him. We can turn this thing into a real podcast. Fred, how was your day today? And he'll say, it was perfect. And I would say, great, Fred.
No, I said perfect. Not great. It's perfect. He says, yes, root beer in a frozen mug is awesome.
Yes, we have come together as a community and said that at the marriage supper of the Lamb, everyone will have a mug that is frozen that will never unfreeze, and we will have endless amounts of root beer for everybody.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if there's some kind of trend. Not tonight. Not tonight. Tonight's been one of those weird, just kind of like a shotgun blast with that in the shotgun is made out of bouncy balls. It's just kind of going everywhere. It's not really killing anything, but it's just bouncing everywhere and annoying everybody. I am Tex. What is going on? What a great name.
What's up, Tex?
We're going to assume that hopefully that means Texas. I accidentally clicked off of our community builder, so let me see what this looks like here. Maybe, yeah, that's what I thought. I recognize potential, because remember, his name, Mr. Texas, the E was a 3, and I thought that was him. What's up, Mr. Texas?
What's up, sir?
How are you? If I remember correctly, Mr. Texas is no longer a Texan, right? He had to move. If I'm misremembering that, I apologize, but how are you doing, sir? Let's see. Zimmy Jimmy says, Fred, do you know where in Psalms God says that he is not really impressed with sacrifice offerings because everything is his already?
No.
Well, the great thing about the internet is I can Google that. We can find out. Psalms 51:6. So I'm sorry, 16 says, for thou dearest not sacrifice, else I would give delight. Well, no, let's pick a different. Amplified Bible says, for you capitalized, meaning God, you do not delight in sacrifice, or else I would give it. You are not pleased with burnt offering. So let's look up the entire chapter so that way we can have more context to all of it instead of just one verse, because I'm assuming that right after that is what he's talking about. So it starts in 16. Let's see. The sacrifices of God are broken spirit, a broken in contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. You, in your good pleasure, cause Zion to prosper, build up the walls of Jerusalem. Well, it doesn't say anything about everything being his, but it does say in 16, you do not delight in sacrifice, or I would bring it. You take no pleasure in burnt offerings. That is in 16. The prior verse in 15 says, O Lord, open my lips and my mouth will declare your praise. So even one prior to it.
The one that I thought you were talking about was in 1 Samuel 15, where Saul was told to destroy all of the Amalekites and all the stuff that they had and destroy it all. Animals, men, women, and children, destroy all of them. And when Samuel got there, or no, that was a different thing. Saul won a battle, and they were waiting on Samuel to do the sacrifice, and Saul went ahead and did it first. And he was the king, not the priest or the prophet. And Samuel said, obedience is better than sacrifice. God would rather us obey than to sacrifice.
So I found another one. Isaiah 1:11 says, what good to me is a multitude of sacrifice, says the Lord. I am full of burnt offerings of rams and of fat of well-fed cattle. I take no delight in blood bulls and lambs and goats. When you come to appear before me, who has required this of you, this trampling of my courts.
The next one, read the next one, next verse. Bring your worthless offerings no more. Your incense is detestable to me. Your new moons, Sabbaths, and convocations. I cannot endure iniquity, a solemn assembly. I hate your new moon and your appointed feasts. They have become a burden to me. I am weary of bearing them. Wow, that's tough.
Yeah. So there's one. Let's see. Tex says, I'm still in Tex. Just call me Tex, please. Trying to find a job. Being able to get help on rent from state? Awesome. I'm good. I'm glad that you're still in Texas, and I will call you Tex, and forgive me if sometimes the MR comes out first because I know my brain sucks, but I will try and call you Tex. Tex. Tex, Tex, Tex. Guns and Knives says...
Jesus paraphrase, but whoever drinks the frosty A&W that I will give him will never be thirsty again. The frosty A&W I give him will become in him a spring of A&W welling up into eternal life. That's funny. Read it before I fell asleep. Now I can't find it. All I know it was in the Psalms. I just don't know what to put in for the search. This is what chapter were you in on Isaiah?
Isaiah is actually in there. Isaiah 1,
Okay.
11, and then the other psalm was 51:16. I'm just looking at other stuff here.
Yeah. Tex says IBC is better than A&W.
IBC is really good. I'm not going to lie, Tex.
It is really good.
So I have more Psalm 51:16 and Isaiah 1:11. He said, say it louder. Psalm 51:16. So, Tex, I actually have a lot more phenomenal memories with my dad and my brother and my mom and IBC root beer than I do A&W, because IBC, I don't know what the price is now, but when we grew up, we didn't have a lot of money. You got it totally backwards, right? Or no? No, my brain saw it backwards. Leave me alone. Anyways, so we used to get like a huge bottle of IBC root beer for, it was 69 cents, and then like after taxes, it was like 75 cents or something like that. And we would get Bluebell ice cream, and we would get that and have that after lunch on Sundays after church. So we would go to church, stop by. There used to be in Texas, it's still around up in the north, called Food Lion. My parents worked for them. We would go from church to Food Lion, pick up IBC root beer and vanilla Bluebell, and then go home and have lunch that my mom would make, and then we would all make ice cream, root beer floats, and yeah. So I have way more memories with IBC than I do A&W, but so I get it. I like IBC root beer as well. Let's see. Tex says 7 for 4 12-ounce bottles. So they've gone up. Because the bottle that I'm talking about, it was probably, let's see.
It was a 2-liter, wasn't it?
I don't know what. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. It was probably just a little bit like this big, but it had a top on it. So, and it was filled all the way up to the crest of the bottle into the mouth.
The glass bottle?
Yeah, big.
Yeah, it's a 1 liter.
Okay, so it was a 1 liter. So
they still sell those.
Prices have gone really in glass bottles.
Yeah,
interesting. I can't do that to my dad. Maybe I will. I don't know. Celebrate. Did I tell you my dad got his leg? Awesome. So here's what I'll tell you. My dad is the $1 million man. Wait, the billion, was it 10? What was the lean?
6 million.
My dad is the $6 million man, because the state was taking their time. So my uncle is married to a lady that's got prosthetics, and so she has a closet full of prosthetics. So she said, here, take all these and go to this guy and see what he can do. So the guy, no
kidding,
and kind of built him a leg, and it's holding him over. It's getting him used to walking. It's the boot, whatever it's called, the thing that goes around the stump. It's not perfect, so it's hurting him a little bit, but it's getting him ready, because the person that they said when the supervisor or up people found out what was going on, they were extremely angry. So they said he should have got his leg back in July. So the guy that was doing it, I think, is now unemployed because I think, from what we understand, all of the people that were sharing my pigment color were all pushed to the back and everybody else was pushed to the forward. So the person, I think, lost his job because he was pushing all
Prejudice.
He was pushing all the white people to the back of the line. So anyways, so they found out about that. They've helped him out. He should be getting his leg, I think, Friday, and then he has 15 sessions, I think, like for the next 15 weeks of learning how to walk with it. And then the state is also going to pay to retrofit the car so he can drive.
Super.
So he's super excited. He said, I walked around the house today.
Very cool.
So I said, was that a mental boost or what? And he was like, it was.
You ain't kidding.
So and he said he saw Dexter's eyes. So we went and saw them Saturday night. Saturday night. Right? So he had his pants down. Well, no, that sounds right.
His leg down.
He had pants on, so his pants legs were down, not his pants were down. So when he was sitting there on the couch with 2 feet, like he said, he noticed Dexter being like, what's going on? It grew back, Paul. So he kind of lifted up his pants leg and showed him that, it wasn't an actual leg, but it was. So my dad should be back, hopefully fully walking on his own without any support, I would assume, by February 1st.
Awesome.
So, yes.
If they tell him to get crutches, if they say, get the ones that clip on your forearm.
Okay.
They're called California crutches. They don't go under your arms at all. They clip on your arm. You can actually stand and have both hands free.
Right.
And they won't fall down. You slip your arm in them, they stay.
Okay.
Those are the best, if he has to have them.
Yeah, right now he's running around with a walker.
A cane or walker?
With a walker. I don't think because he just got the leg, so he doesn't have the confidence to walk around just a walker, a cane just yet. Let's see. Guns and Knives says, I like Barb's root beer. I do too, but A&W cream soda is my favorite. Tech says HEB has a 4-pack for $4. That is the cheapest thing in an HEB store I've ever seen.
I like any kind of root beer. Dad's, Barks, A&W.
Have you tried the
IBC?
Have you tried the HEB root beer?
I have not.
So when we went to HEB, probably the only time ever, they have HEB like drinks and like 20-ounce stuff. So I got their version of Dr. Pepper. Christy got their version of Coke, and the kids got their version of root beer, and they just gulped it down. So, and they like root beer, so apparently it's pretty good. Face One says, not had pop in over 20 years. Awesome.
Good for you.
And then Face One's also said, Twitter CEO stepped down.
Yep. Goodbye.
Well, just because he stepped down doesn't mean that Twitter's not going to be a
dumpster fire,
a safe haven for liberal turd loads of hate on everything. Like, Kevin Sorbo, I saw this morning, started trending out of nowhere. Like, he did some sort of charity event, and so he started trending on Twitter, and just all this liberal hate was just like, dude, it's like he was doing a fundraiser for charity, and like you still found a reason to hate him and talk about how irrelevant he is and how not good of an actor he is. Like, dude, just be happy that he's raising money for something. It's so dumb. Oh, it's gonna get worse. I mean, they're a mouthpiece and a what else? A shield for the left. So they're probably going to get sued as well from Kyle Rittenhouse. Where's the donut? We haven't seen your wonderful face since August 2nd. Welcome back to the stream. How are you?
Where you been?
He's been hiding at the donut shop, not hanging out with us. Guns and Knives says root beer floats are manna from heaven. Yes, I agree with that statement, sir.
Jimmy says, I haven't done a sit-up in 20 years.
I sit up every morning. Oh, yeah.
I kind of roll over and kind of flop out of bed and end up setting up.
Our bed sits so high because Christy wanted to keep that that box spring. So we bought it. We bought a brand new bed, and it like the bed itself is a box spring because it's got the wooden planks that go all the way across. So I was like, well, what are you gonna do with this box spring? She's like, I don't know, thunk. And I was like, so you have this thing that sits as high as a box spring, then you have a box spring, and then you have our mattress. So when you get out of our bed, you have to pay attention, or you will.
You feel like a little kid swinging his feet on the top of the big bed?
Yes.
I'm sitting in the big bed.
You can sit on the side of my bed and not touch the floor
Me too.
at all. And if you don't pay attention, you'll fall and break a hip. You, not me. Let's see. I'm more of a sit-down type of person. Fear says, yep. Where's the donut says, how do you know the exact date? I'm sorry, so busy, but thanks for having me. Donut, I'm just giving you a hard time. We know that life happens, and we're just two doofus guys on the internet that just, we're just here, man. That's what we're doing. So when you get a chance to come by, come by. If not, we're gonna be here doing our thing. But we had this program that tells us your name. Tells us, when I say your name, like, where's the donut? So if you ever change your name, it actually tells us what your name used to be. But ultimately what it does is it says, where's the donut? It says last seen, it says August 2nd, 2021. And it says followed. And then it says you followed January 11th, 2021. So here in just over a month, you'll have been hanging out with us for a year, which is awesome. Appreciate every time you hang out. Let's see. God bless. Good night. See ya.
Sleep well.
Y'all watch Yellowstone. If not, you might like it. I've heard lots of good things about Yellowstone, but also I'm going to be upfront and forward with you. I've also heard that there's nudity in it. So try and stay away as much as I can away from the nudity, because that kind of stuff makes me stumble a little bit. Some of the things, like, what was the last thing that I saw that it had nudity in it? I forget what it was, but I can't even think of it. It's been so long. I just try and stay away from it. But I've heard really good things about Yellowstone, though. They actually are shooting a prequel series with Sam Elliott in Weatherford and downtown Fort Worth. They shut down the stockyards to film something down there with the show. So Sam Elliott,
it should be done now.
Huh?
Are they still working on it?
They're maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Zimmy Jimmy says, is nudity a sin? In my personal opinion, yes. And I think the Bible backs me up, because when you look upon a woman that does not belong to you, now nudity that's not your wife. Let me state that completely. Nudity that's not your wife, that you lust upon, is a sin, because there are going to be instances where, let's use Fred as an example. He's in the medical field. There could be a woman that's in dire need. She's been in a wreck and like her clothes are torn. Fred's not going to lust over a woman that needs his help. So nudity in that specific scenario, that woman does not belong to him, but he's not lusting over her. So in that specific case, I would say no, that's not a sin. But like in the sense of, like, let's say Yellowstone, if two girls are going after each other, then yes, that's going to be a sin, because you're not saying, oh, those are two lovely women, and leave it at that. The scene is sensual. It is supposed to titillate the brain, and that's what it's doing. So I think what it boils down to is the heart, your intentions of what are you intending when you look upon this woman? Are you looking to, or man, are you looking to help the person, or is it looking to help yourself? Let's see. Guns and Knives says there's a small amount of nudity. It's nothing like Game of Thrones. So yes, I've seen Game of Thrones. I will definitely say that I've seen that. Zimmy Jimmy says, so you're talking sexual nudity? Yes.
Yes.
To me, that's porn.
To be naked with your partner is not a problem. To be naked by yourself is not a problem. When you're naked, or other people are naked that you're not married to, and well, you got the picture.
Yeah.
Modesty.
I'm going to read this.
Chastity.
I'm going to read this. Thrasher said, "When I see Aaron nude, I feel nothing because I keep my hands to myself." And I when you were talking, I read that, and it took everything not to just laugh and lose my mind and hilarity. Hashtag moist. But yeah, so Jimmy, yeah. So here's what's interesting. I've gotten in a few conversations. You know, you guys that are friends with me on Facebook, you know that I throw some topics out there that are meant to bring out conversation, and I've done that in a couple of groups that I'm connected to. And I made a comment. I forget what show it was. You know what? The nudity that I was thinking about is Cowboy Bebop. There was a tiny bit of nudity in Cowboy Bebop. That's the nudity that I saw. But like I was talking about something, and this guy said something like, "Oh yeah, blah 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 blah, Game of Thrones, right?" And I don't know how it happened, other than just divine or maybe not divine. But my mouse went over his face, and it popped up and it said "Pastor." And I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "How, as a pastor, do you reconcile watching Game of Thrones and then standing up in the pulpit preaching on Sunday against stuff like that?" I said, "I'm no better than you because I've watched Game of Thrones. This is not a judgment. This is actually me trying to understand, like, how can you watch Game of Thrones on Saturday night and then stand up on the pulpit and say, 'Don't watch Game of Thrones.'" And I didn't say it like that, but you get what I mean. He said, "This is a pastor. This is a reason why our church is in trouble." A pastor said, "I don't have a problem with my people watching Game of Thrones." And I said,
"Wow."
And before I could say anything, someone else was like, "This is the reason why the church is in a mess." And the guy was like, "You're getting all judgy, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm just asking." I was like, maybe what you feel being judgy is accountability.
It's condemnation.
And he was like, "I got people around me that hold me accountable, blah, blah, blah. You don't know me." And I was like, I just asked one simple question, and you got all bent out of shape, because it's like, because the nudity, most of the nudity in Game of Thrones is 100% pushing the edge of pornography. Some of them, because like there's one scene where a guy's in bed with I think 3 girls, right? So you're like, okay, you're okay with your parishioners watching a scene where a guy is in bed with 3 different women. It's like, and you're a pastor. I wanted to say, again, I'm no better than him because I watched these series from beginning to end. These images are in my head, right? But like, doesn't that disqualify him from being a pastor? His house is not right. Again, my house isn't right, but I'm also not a pastor, because it says to be a leader in the church, you got to have everything in a row.
Yeah.
Okay. But I didn't say that to him.
Right.
I didn't say that to him because that specific group, right? That specific group, if you cause any sort of trouble, they delete everything. Because if you're like, "Hey, I disagree with that," delete that. We can't have aggression in here. I've gotten so many posts deleted.
Which group is it?
It's called Love Thy Nerd. I'm connected to them on Twitch. They stream on Twitch, but they are, just because somebody has Jesus and stuff like that in their name and stuff like that does not mean that they have anything to do with God. Because Love Thy Nerd is for all the people that I've met there in person have been, because we met a bunch of them at PAX. I don't know if you remember that, but we met a bunch of the Love Thy Nerd people at PAX. And they seem to be a great group of people. But like, if you try and defend anything biblically when it comes to worldly things, they snuff it out real quick. So, but anyways, let's see. Actually, not moist because I keep my hands to myself. Lazy Dumper says I sent you a clip. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is a clip that he sent us that we didn't play.
Yes.
sitting in the big
You can sit on the side of the big bed.
Yes.
I'm sitting in the big bed.
You can. You're like, I'm sitting in the big bed. Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. Man, I wish I wasn't talking. Lazy Dumper always finds a way to get really good clips where I'm opening my big mouth while Fred is making the best noises. That would be great. We were talking about my bed, Thrasher. My bed sits really high, and Fred was pretending that he was sitting on the edge of it. He was going, sitting on the big bed.
My bed's tall like that, too.
Is it?
I can, if I want to get out of bed and my feet on the floor, I have to get off the bed almost.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe because he feels strong. Maybe he feels stronger than the flock. I watched Smurfs cast a spell and drank a potion.
Never did.
Zimmy Jimmy says, is it the action or our reaction that is sin? I would tell you. So let's take the example that I just said of a guy being in a scene with 3 different girls, right? They were all in the same bed. So them acting, because that guy's not married to any of those girls, and none of those girls are married to him. Not that. So anyways, ultimately, every person in that specific scene is sinning, and I'm sure that people that were filming it, people that were on set, is probably a closed set, but anyone that was in that scene probably, because there were 3 naked girls in there, and then us watching it, you know, titillating our brain and all that sort of stuff. There's just so much sin just from the filming to the editing to us watching it. So there's just a long line of as the Bible would call it, being a stumbling block from the film, from the person that wrote it all the way up to us watching it. Let's see. Thrasher says when she scene comes up, he'll say, well, that's a sin. Then
he's fine.
Fair use. Then he's criticizing it. Jimmy G says, what about all the murder in Game of Thrones? The thing about murder in Game of Thrones, I would tell you, if murder in TV shows and movies sets your brain off in that similar fashion, then I would tell you to stay away from it. I think the murder doesn't count the same as nudity because, and we know in a movie that unless it's Alec Baldwin shooting somebody in the movie, that everybody is okay. So you know that when somebody gets stabbed, that it's an actor and they're okay. Whereas when it's a naked body, it's the scene was written for a specific reason, right? So I would tell you that to me, in my personal opinion, it doesn't. The murder doesn't matter because we all know it's not real. But if it does, because there are people out there that watch and play video games to specifically feed that notch in their brain that may keep them from murdering people or their vain desires that's maybe, and I would tell you to stay away from it.
Text once a while.
Tex says, good call. Thank you, Fred. He says,
wow.
Let's see. I watched the Smithsgate beer commercial then 73 more times. It had Witchcraft 2. LD Navia says LDS being a good example. Let's see. Reminds.
That's Nanbot.
Nanbot is in here.
What's up, Nance?
Man, reminds me of the Parable of the 10 Virgins. Nanbot, how are you doing? It's been a while since we've seen you. I guess less than a month. Let's see. What the heck was that? I got a low rider bed, much like my base. It's bad for the knees. My bed came with 2 sets of movable steps. Wow.
What I'm trying to point out is how we as Americans are so sensitive about sexual sin, as though one sin is worse than the other to God. That is true. There is no scale of severity of sin. Sin. So yeah, but here's the problem with sexual stuff. I'm recovered from alcohol and dope and lying about everything, but I still have eyeballs as an older guy, and women today seem to be wearing less clothes and shorter shirts and tighter breeches with less on all over the time. Yoga pants are for yoga, not wearing to Walmart. They're not clothes. They're exercise gear. They shouldn't be worn as pants in public. You're just showing your butt and everything else. It's just, they are a stumbling block to me. Yeah. The older women should teach the younger women how to be modest. That's what the word says. And I'm supposed to tell him how to act and help him learn that and other young people.
Let's see. Thrasher says Aaron being
You're just going to leave that alone, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said exactly what it is. I mean, there's so much out there that, and it's not trying to say that sexual sin is more damaging than watching someone, kill someone with a sword, but we know in the scenario that the person being killed is still alive. So, yeah. Let's see. Aaron is being attracted to someone the same as acting on it. So in Die Hard, when you see the dude fall off the building, you're like, heck yeah, then you murdered a fake person. I just ruined Die Hard. No, you did not, because everybody's still alive in that movie because Alec Baldwin was not in it. Nyan says, I'm good. It's lunchtime here, just chilling with you guys. Thank you for chilling with us.
Very cool. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, how have you been? How's life? I mean, you're at work, so, I guess life is okay. I mean, you do have a job, but could be at home sleeping. I'm so glad I don't have a daughter. She'll be dressed in sweatpants and sweatshirts.
Yep.
Cover it up.
Red Riot says howdy.
What's up, Red Riot?
Hey, Riot.
So I think, Thrasher, because, of course, I have a daughter, and there are certain things that I'm preparing myself for as she gets older. I think there's ways that you can allow her to dress where it's not disrespectful to herself, but it also can make her feel normal. And that's not having yoga pants on when she's going outside. That's not wearing something where the clothes are the size of this, but it's definitely going to be something that we have to confront. She's 6, so in 10 years you will be confronting, maybe even before 10 years, maybe 9 years, I don't know, but there's definitely going to be something that we have to figure out. And there's the pastor of this church has 3 daughters. So I can call him up, because I called him up when Christy was pregnant with Elise. I called this man up and I said, "Can I meet you for lunch?" He met me for lunch, and he's like, He's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "Dude," I was like, "You have 3 daughters." I said, "I'm horrified at the thought of raising my hand in discipline to her, because hitting a girl, right, 100% wrong, right, in my brain prior to this conversation and prior to the first time I had to discipline my daughter." And he's like, I know what you mean. He goes, "Here's what'll happen. The first time that you ask her to do something and she looks you straight in the eyes, she knows that you have asked her to do something, and she defies you, he said, your love for her will outweigh this potential guilt, because you know that if you don't discipline her and teach her right from wrong, she will turn out crazy. And after I disciplined Elise for the first time when she was like 3, because that moment happened where I was like, do that, and she just looked at me, you saw in her eyes, I'm not going to do this. And I texted him, and I was like, Kyle, I was like, it happened, and like I was like, I still feel bad, but like I get it now, because I never want to hit a girl, and thank and praise God that Elise is she listens and minds about 99% of the time. So I've never had to discipline her, except I think I've had to discipline her a total of 5 times, and once was recent. And because you tell her to do something, and you give out that threat, I'm going to do this, and then she just starts crying. Okay, Daddy, I'll stop. I won't do it anymore. Blah blah blah, and then she gets it. So, but ultimately, I have men in my life. The whole point of all that story is I have men in my life that have daughters that I can reach out to and say, how did you have this conversation with your daughter about how to dress right? And then how did you enforce it? Because I'm sure I can reach out to Kyle. There's there's other men in my life that have daughters that dress appropriately. So
modestly.
Right. That's
with dignity.
Right.
You can be amazingly beautiful and still carry yourself with self-respect and dignity in 2021.
Yeah.
And never have to wear yoga pants to do it.
Yeah. I get it. Let's see. Covered up. The Jimmy says the first look is not sin. Sin comes with the second look. Be a man, be strong. So you're telling me that as long as I don't double look at Game of Thrones, then it's not sin. So if I do this, when the scene comes up, if I just do this,
and don't blink,
and don't look away and look back. If I just do this, that guy in that bed with 3 girls, it's fine. Biblically, I'm good. Cool, I'm good with that. Let's see. Phase 1 says, "What up with
What's
Ernst?" Because you were talking about yoga bands, and I was doing this.
No one had sex in GOT.
Yeah, they did. Well, not in real life, but they simulated it.
Simulated?
Yeah.
So they were, well, anyway.
There was bed
Carry
scenes,
on.
just like there is
Yeah.
just like there is in regular TV, except for the ladies had their boobs out. Let's see. Tex says, "Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?" I don't want to talk about that. That's a dumb topic. Shut up. It is. Thrasher says, "Then again, after 3 failed marriages, I could walk through a room of naked women and be like, you dudes, get the heck out of my way. I'm just trying to get to the pizza buffet." Nambot says, "Everything is good, just practicing on
a Don Moen song
for a group devotion later." I don't know that name, but if it's for a group devotion, then awesome, and praise God.
Rock and roll.
Red Riot says, "Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie." I agree with that. Fred says,
"Nope."
Shut up. Thrasher says, was that the hard drive from the old dances? Huh?
What?
Jimmy says, "I have a 17-year-old daughter. Good luck and never sleep again. Or never sleep." The thing about it, though, Jimmy, is not all girls are the same. I can at least tell you that my daughter acts more like her mother, and her mother was a very, very, very goody two-shoes. And I'll leave it at that. Let's see. Jimmy says, "I am beautiful and humble." That is true. No one had sex unless Alec Baldwin was there.
Thrasher said, "I have 2 stepdaughters." Her mom was like, "Dude, you're going to punish them. My girls will respect you, or they'll have to answer to me, and trust me, they'd rather answer to you."
Yo.
No one had sex and got unless Alec Baldwin was there. Get bass. I play guitar and sing, whatever that is. Cuckoo?
I don't know.
Aaron, you said cloths smaller than this, and you held something up. Is that a hard drive?
Oh,
You
no.
used to advance-
This is a this is a discount
It's a
tire
discount tire receipt.
from when I got my
Is that a hard drive?
when I had my flat the other day. When I was angry, when I was super mad. Now this is my discount tire coupon. I mean, it's shaped like an old hard drive, I guess. So yeah. I don't know, where is that
It's
old
a floppy disk.
I wonder where that old hard drive is. Did we throw it away? I don't know.
I bet it's over there.
Probably
in that
not.
box.
Probably not, because we threw a lot of we got rid of a lot of stuff when we moved from Cross Point to here. So you can lower your carbon footprint by printing. You can carbon footprint by print and wearing those receipts. Well, you know, the next couple of years, if our brain dead president continues to let our economy flutter like this, I may be wearing these. Paper loincloth on stream. Oh, did it rain and it's see-through? Oops. Everybody's sinning right now because they're staring at me. Unless you look and not look away. Let's see. I'm going to pay you guys to mail it to me so I can find out what's on it. Oh, you're talking about that other hard drive? I wonder what is on it. That'd be hilarious. Let's see. Aaron, where are the women wearing discount tires receipts? In Texas, baby. In Texas. When you get your tire fixed, they print a receipt on a naked lady. President Brian Dunn. Thrasher says,
Let's go, Brian Dunn. Ow. You didn't get me. Ding dong.
Woohoo! I told he put the real phrase earlier, and I said it's me that's not gonna say it. Fred is the way. If you want Fred to read it, he'll read it. He doesn't have a problem.
I don't got a problem.
Red Riot says, if that's the case, I have a reason to move to Texas. Yes, you do. Move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area so you can hang out with Fred and become a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Not if you hang out with me, you can't.
Guns and Knives says, why wear a loincloth when you can wear a kilt? Because a loincloth is less revealing than a kilt.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. I have actually toyed with the thought of getting a kilt myself.
You toyed with what again?
The thought. You ding dong.
Red Riot asked for that. Texas says.
No. I still remember that day.
What?
With the no on it. That day.
I don't. What happened?
Nothing. You got that sound. What's what happened? No. Yeah.
Let's see. Guns and Knives says, why wear a kilt when you can enjoy the breeze? Less chances of jock itch. Red Riot says, Dallas Cowboy fans, I'd rather have a hot red poker up my bum. That's what I'm talking about. You'll fit right in Texas with that kind of thought process. He toyed with the thought. The thought. Thrasher said, just found out what Under the Water was about. I was out that week.
Get some nuts.
Get some nuts. Sorry, wrong one.
I'm under the water.
Face one says, The day Ern farted is also the day the whole world went away.
What time is it?
It's time for us to go home if you want. You've only been here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Wait, I guess it is almost 11. Time flew
It's
by.
almost.
You want to go home?
I'm ready.
Bye.
What'd you do?
I hit the goodbye button. Ending stream. You said you wanted to go, so I hit the goodbye, everybody. Fred wanted to leave. Now it's time for the after party. Let's see. Dallas Cowboys gag a maggot. Wow. That sounds amazing. Let's see. Mod my other messages. Earn you goober. No, it auto mod. What you put in was an auto mod, and I just read it off of Fred's page because we have a whole new setup. Oh yeah, Red Riot. We're streaming on.
He poked in there.
What?
That should bring you to our Discord. It's Fire Resistant Podcast.
Oh, hold on. I'm not. They're not seeing. They're not seeing this. Wow, this is our old setup. Well, this is when look above our heads, our old logo, everything.
What?
There that he poked in there.
What?
That should bring you to our Discord. It's Fire Resistant Podcast Discord.
That's when you were doing the Fred show. That was when you said, I don't want you part of this show anymore. I just want to do this all by myself, which is like every stream. Play the Blade music. I used to have it where I could click it and it would automatically play, but yeah. Let's see. We're finally free. You got 40 minutes. What? Just like that. Yep. I'd rather root for the Cowboys than the Browns. It's sad to think how professional they've gotten. Yeah. So I don't know if I finished my statement, but Red Riot, we're multi-streaming now. We're streaming on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and D Live right now. So that's why things like I'm getting used to. So if you buy something, I may not see it right away like I used to because my screens are different now and the chat's different. So yeah. That's why things are a little different when it comes to this kinds of stuff because we're saying, yeah, we're doing it.
Ho, ho, ho.
There's some Santa Claus. So now instead of just paying attention to 2 screens, I have to pay attention to 3 because Fred doesn't pay attention to his chat.
Right.
Which has the purchases on there.
Right.
Because I have the viewers on my screen along with OBS, then the chat screen, and then now all that all the way over there.
Uh-huh.
Because Fred's still looking at my screen.
Yep, I am over there.
See?
It's because my face is over there.
There. Is that better?
Nope.
You'll still look at my screen. Yep.
Probably. Ho, ho, ho.
All right, hot bearded dudes, got to get some ugly sleep. Love you all. God bless. Let's go to Branson, Missouri. Yep. That's where we'll meet, Thrasher. Let's go. Let's have a vacation together in Branson, Missouri. We can go to Ray Stevens musical. We can hold hands there and sing Everything is Beautiful together. Everything is beautiful. And then we can streak when he sings, oh, yes, they called him the Streak. 'Cause he ain't wearing no clothes. Missouri, you mean Squash, Georgia. They stole our state shape. Well, then we can take it back. And we don't call it Missouri. We call it Missouri. It ends with an A instead of an I. Missouri.
Okay.
Branson, Missouri. So if it's in the same shape as Georgia, then he'll feel right at home there. So yeah. Have a wonderful night. Heading to bed. Lazy Dumper, thank you so much for hanging out.
See you, Dumper.
And by the way, Fred, are you streaming tomorrow night?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
Because you're not, right?
I told you I would be late.
Yeah, much late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, no.
Well, about this, was it the day the squirrel went berserk? In the
First upright church
Yeah.
in the sleepy little town of Pascagoula.
Yes. We knows us some Ray Stevens around these parts. Osama, yo mama. Ern needs a Missouri boat ride. Is that code for killing me?
Nope.
You gonna get a Missouri boat ride to hell.
No.
You gonna sleep with the Missouri boat fishes.
It's from Outlaw Josie Wales.
Oh, I told you it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
When he let all the red legs get on the ferry, and they cut the rope, and the ferry went down the river. A Missouri boat ride.
And they all died?
No.
I need to go back and watch that movie. It's been way too long since I've seen it. I know the poster.
Are you going to pull them pistols, boy, or are you going to stand there and whistle Dixie?
Is that from the movie?
Uh-huh.
Because they must have redid that line in Tombstone. You gonna pull that smoker? You're gonna stand there and bleed.
You're going to pull that smoke wagon and you're going to stand there and bleed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's such a great line. And then he just starts slapping. Or no, it was after he slapped him.
Slapped
Then
him 3
he just
times.
slapped him. Slap. I want to go. Let's watch that movie right
You're
now.
going to pull that smoke wagon or you're going to stand there and bleed.
He just walks away like
snatches him by the ear, like drags him out like a little boy.
Yep. This is my place now. Ahab the Arab. Oh yeah, I forgot about that song too.
Fred was a good dog.
He sang that song too?
He did. I just found out about Fred being a good dog last Saturday when I worked with the nurse, whatever her name was. So every time I say your name, I want to break out and sing Fred was a good dog. And I went, what? She said, you know Ray Stevens? I said, yeah. You don't know about Fred being a good dog? I said, never heard of it. So I pulled it up on YouTube, and sure enough,
I can tell you this.
Fred was a good dog.
If we would have gotten a male dog, there would have been a very high probability that we would have had Fred the dog. Because the dog's name had to start with an F.
I know.
Fred the dog. I would have kicked that dog around every time it looked at me. I would have slapped the spit right out of its mouth. Instead, I got my wonderful, beautiful Frankie puppy.
Yep, that was Billy Bob.
Yes, it was.
Don ain't much of a living boy.
Yep. I watched a video today. I think it was Screen Rant that talked about the top 20 movies that came out at the same time with similar premises. And for some reason, I remember the movie Wyatt Earp. I saw. Well, it's called Earp. I think it was called Wyatt Earp because it had Kevin Costner in it, right?
Yep.
They filmed at the same time, but because the studio that was in charge of Tombstone had more of a presence, they got the suits before Wyatt Earp. So the Wyatt Earp people had to import suits. So it made the cost of the budget go up.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I mean, the Wyatt Earp movie, I remember it being way too long. I think it was like 3 hours, right? It wasn't that good. Like Doc Holliday was played by, what was that guy's name? I just saw the video of it. And like when you see this guy that plays Wyatt Earp, and then you see Val Kilmer play Wyatt Earp, it's not even close.
You mean Doc Holliday?
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I meant Doc Holliday. Yeah,
I think Val did the very best Doc.
Yeah, let me look it up.
Been done on screen.
Let's see, Doc Holliday. Let's see, Wyatt Earp. Oops, there it is. Oops, Wyatt Earp. I forget the actor's name. I can't believe I forgot it. Was it Tim Rison? Was that the guy that played? I guess it was, but like, yeah. Yeah, he just did not do the same job. Like, imagine you get this role, right? Here's the guy right here that played Wyatt or Doc Holliday. I keep saying that, right? You have him play this character, and then opposite is one of the greatest performances ever, because Val Kilmer did it phenomenal, and then you have to go and watch this dude knock it out of the park, and you're just like normal. Do. But yeah, Val Kilmer is sick. I still need to watch his documentary. I think it's called Val. I don't know if you know about this, but there is a documentary. Like, Val Kilmer had a video camera with him everywhere, so you have all this video from him when he was young all the way till he was just ahead of his time. So they put all this footage together and made a documentary of his entire life.
Wow.
Behind the scenes. So you get to see behind the scenes of movies, him goofing around with other people. And it's just, yeah, Tombstone was a way better movie.
Yeah.
If I see a red sash, I'm going to shoot a man wearing it. And Mystic is in the house. What's up, Mystic?
Hey, Mystic. You know the funny thing about the Huckleberry thing? It was a misuse of two words.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been Hucklebearer.
What's up, Rat Sky?
As in the pallbearer.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of Huckleberry.
I think he actually did say it, but we've always thought he said Huckleberry.
Right.
But he actually did say Hucklebearer.
Hucklebearer.
Yeah. So, but people just run with it. We all thought he said Huckleberry, and it's Huckleberry just sounds better anyways.
Best Doc Holliday, worst horrible Batman.
Yeah. we don't talk about that. Guns and Knives says, it's not what.
Excuse me. It is said that the governments are chiefed by double tongues. There is iron in your words of life. The words of 10 bears carries the same weight, same iron. No signed paper can hold the iron. It must come from men. It is good that warriors such as we meet in the struggle of life. 10 bears. It shall be life.
Let's see. Guns and Knives also put endeavor to persevere after we thought about it. We declared war on the Union.
Lone Waddy.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure we caught all that. George Clooney was a horrible Batman too. Yes, he was. George Clooney was, in fact, the worst Batman ever.
Agreed.
Followed up by Val Kilmer. And then it's a toss-up going forward from there because all the other Batman, even Adam West was better. Even Adam West and his campy stuff was a way better Batman than George Clooney and Val Kilmer.
Well, he was the original.
There's one before him, but yeah, I get what you're saying. There was a black and white Batman. That wasn't Adam West.
Wasn't?
No. Just like there was a black and white Superman before Christopher Reeves. His name was George Reeves.
Yep.
But
his grandpa, right?
No. But ultimately,
it was a joke.
Oh, I mean, some people could think that they're relatives, but they're not. But ultimately, what it boils down to is Batman is the greatest superhero ever. And I know Fred agrees.
Nope. Batman's a rich guy with a bunch of toys. He's not a superhero.
Fred, do you agree that Batman is the greatest superhero of all time?
Not at all. Nope.
He does. Keaton and Bell are 1 and 2 for me. I would say Keaton over Bell, but yeah, Affleck's better than both of them. But the thing about it though is Keaton and Bell, it wasn't their fault that Affleck was better than them. He just had a better comic book version of Batman than Keaton and Bell because Keaton was phenomenal. That's the Batman. That was my Batman. Batman 89 is my Batman, but there really wasn't that much Batman to it. He really didn't like. He fought, but like, it's not really Batman. And then Bale, he just continuously over and over and over getting outsmarted, outplayed, and it's just he was a stupid Batman. But he was, but when I say stupid, like he just kept getting outsmarted. That's ultimately what it was. Is like every movie he kept getting outsmarted, and Bruce Wayne is a highly intelligent dude. He's supposed to be. You know, you don't want to make him too smart because then the movie wouldn't be compelling. But at least make him smart, right? But yeah, he kept getting outsmarted. Wasn't good. Whereas Batman, Ben Affleck Batman, hasn't had the chance to flesh out anything yet, but his comic accurate suit and just the way that he carried himself was just so much better. Let's see. Val Kilmer wasn't so bad as Batman. I would say that comparing Val Kilmer, Bruce Wayne, and his Batman was way better than his Bruce Wayne, for real. Even though I don't remember him. If I remember correctly, he really didn't even hardly change his voice. Let's see. Face One says people still think the first Superman was murdered. George Reeves, right? Let's see. Red Riot says the greatest superhero is Speedy Gonzalez, the fastest mouse in Mexico. Speedy Gonzalez.
Jeez.
There was a documentary about it. There was also a movie called Hollywoodland. I think that was about that too, where Ben Affleck played Superman. Let's see. Guns and Knives says Batman beat Superman. Batman is a superhero, best superhero. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Red Riot says Ben Affleck is an insult to Batman, more like bunghole Batman. Shall we take a look?
No.
At the scene.
Please no.
You're just sitting there. You're not even talking. What do you care? Shall we talk about this scene? This Batman warehouse scene. Shall we talk about this scene? Shall we take a look at how great? That's a terrible. There it is. Shall we talk about this? Right. So let's have a chit chat about the greatest Batman scene ever. Fred gets mad, but he's not talking. He's just sitting there. So let's talk about this, right? He thinks he's made the people think that he's coming through the front door, right? And then he has a charge beneath them, dropping them. He goes up through, like he hits all their guns, disabling basically every single one of their guns. And then you see one guy shooting down. The guy right here over to the left still thinks he's down in the hole. And then Batman punishes him. But like this fighting scene right here we go. Like he just beats the tar out of all of them. Like this is like there's no other scene like this. Just him like, come here, like a punch. He's into the hole, and this guy's like, I'm gonna throw a grenade, and takes out the gun. It's the fight scene that's about to happen right after this that Zack Snyder just catches a phenomenal show off of Batman's fighting skills. This right here, where you can actually see him fighting people, whereas Christian Bale, you never actually saw him fight anybody. He's engaging multiple bad guys all at once instead of just, look at that, boom. So I can agree with you. Let's see. He said, "What movie is this? Have you not seen that? Have you not seen that movie? It's Batman versus Superman. It's not a good movie, but it's where Ben Affleck becomes Batman in the movie. He does a great job as Bruce and Batman. That's just like the warehouse scene. But yeah, it's better. It better not be you in a black Speedo.
Squirrel Squad in the house.
Oh, we got a Squirrel Squad in the house. The Dan is raiding with a party of 5. This is a Daredevil remake. What's up, the Dan and his community? We were just looking at a scene from Batman versus Superman because somebody said that Affleck is not a good Batman. If you've ever seen the warehouse scene where Batman takes out all of the bad guys in the warehouse, I was just showing them, and yeah, it was So this is a Daredevil remake, kinda. Daredevil doesn't have a dude that flies around.
Yeah, he does.
Who flies
The
around?
blind guy.
Huh?
The Daredevil. He's flying and flipping and jumping and all kind of crap.
He's not flying.
Whatever.
I said he doesn't have a guy that flies around him, which is Superman.
He doesn't fly either.
He said this is a Daredevil remake, right?
Yeah.
This is Batman versus Superman, which means Superman's in the movie, so it can't be Daredevil remake. So Dan, how was the stream? I got to hang out with you a little bit before stream. I always like to hang out in your channel, super chill, and your knowledge of Escape from Tarkov is top tier. So I love hanging out because even though I don't play the game really much at all, I do enjoy watching you play. So let's see. Red Riot says, I despise the acting ability of Ben and Casey Affleck. It's curing hemorrhoids and sandpaper. It's painful. Had tons of fun. Raids are winding down because Wipe is coming soon. So if raids are winding down, maybe we can schedule some time where we can die together again. And maybe Fred could be here. Maybe we could do that on stream one time where Fred can watch and just laugh at, maybe not laugh at you. Shouldn't laugh at you, but laugh at me, because like what kept happening, right? Because I bought the game so that way I could hang out with the Dan ever so often, right? So I think we played 3 raids together, and we kept running into people. And because Dan is running point because he knows the game, he kept getting killed. And because I'm stupid in the game, I couldn't cover him properly. So I kept getting in these scenarios where he's like, hey, I'm dead. They're coming here and here. And I remember like there was one point where he knew that the guy was coming around one side of the building and the other guy was coming on this side of the building. And he's like, they're sandwiching you. And then I was like, what? And then they're dead. We died right next to each other. Kingslayer says, I'm a black American male, and I got to say Black Lives Matter. And Kingslayer, we agree with your ability to have that opinion. Dan says it was tragic. Yeah, it was tragic because, I don't like, I know that, I don't know if you brought in any sort of special gear with me or not, but I know because the game, when you die, you lose your stuff. That's the only part that when I roll with people, or when I say when I roll with people, I've only rolled with you, but when the thought of me rolling with people that know what they're doing and me causing them to die, I'm just like, oh, they just lost all their stuff, because you can insure your items, right? And then I guess if you take it off if you take someone's stuff off the body and throw it like in a ravine or something like that, then they get it back without insurance, I think. So if he dies and I can grab his stuff and go throw it in a bush and no one takes it, then yeah. They are just pixels. Once that really sinks in, it gets easier. Yeah. But it's pixels that you work for, sir. But no.
They're just pixels.
Yeah, but hey, I will take the opportunity. I tell people to go and hang out on your channel all the time. A guy just purchased a house through me because I'm a realtor here in Texas, and we were talking about gaming. And I said, hey, have you ever looked at Tarkov? He's like, yeah, I've heard of it. I'm like, dude, you should watch it. I said, I think it'd be right up your alley. And then I pulled up your stream because you were streaming at the time. I'm like, hang out with this dude. I don't think he ever has, but I'm like, hang out with this dude. I was like, he knows everything there is to know about this game. And I was explaining to him how when you're in the map where you're inside a mall where people are like walking somewhere like 2 stories up, you're like, yes, they're in this store in this area. I'm like, what the heck?
How do you know that?
You're in the basement. How do you know they're on the second floor in the like in the marketplace? Like, how do you know that? But yeah. It's called Gear Fear. It took me 2 wipes to get over it. Yeah. I guess if you know, regardless of if you lose it in battle, you'll lose it in wipe, you kind of get over it. Yeah, we want to watch Earn Eat Lead. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can talk to Fred about that. So Fred has got a wig, and he's going to do a Fred Ross painting. We got the easel over there. We got the tarp. It's going to happen more than likely next week. Maybe we can do Tarkov while you're painting. So that way I can
Probably not next week.
Okay, probably not next week. Rossi, yeah.
Probably the 15th.
Do you want to show him the wig?
No, not Monday. Probably the 13th.
Okay. The 13th.
Probably.
Fred Ross, yes. Did you want to show him the wig real quick?
No.
Yeah,
I want to go home.
He wants to go home. He's about to put that on. We got 15 minutes. Oh man, here it is. Here is. Plus, I got good at making money at the game, so I just buy more. But yes, here is the wig that we bought off of Amazon. So he will be wearing that. It will be a Fred Ross stream, and you don't have to put it on, but he's going to put it on. So yes, he's going to be painting with that on. We've got he doesn't like the idea of multiple cameras, but I'm going to do it anyways. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see, because
my hair's already falling out.
Because one of the things that got me is I've known Fred for quite a while now, right? We have been friends for, I think we estimated
7
about
years.
7 years, and we have talked about everything, marriage, drugs, all this sort of stuff, and not once did he ever say, "Hey, guess what? I paint." And then like 2 weeks ago on stream, he was talking about painting, and I'm like, I've never heard you talk about painting at all. When did this happen? I've always painted. Huh? So then I was like, well, let's have a paint. So he brought his easel over here. We bought a tarp so we don't get anything on the floor. Yeah. And yeah.
I'm not worried about the floor. I'm worried about the walls.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you that?
You've never seen Bob Ross beat the devil out of his brushes?
No. I don't watch painting. No. But yes, we're going to do that. It's going to be fun. I guess it's not going to be next week, but the following week.
Probably the 13th.
The 13th.
Yeah, Monday
we'll
the 13th.
So maybe while he's painting, I'll hop in on Tarkov all by myself with however it's going to go. Hey, the Dan, thank you so much for the host or the raid. Have a great night, sir. Can't wait for the painting. So
it'll be fun.
Maybe we should take a picture and make a big ordeal out of it, like have you wear the wig with something in your hand with the paint like you're about to do it, and like
I've got to find. I don't know if I have my palette over there or not.
Yeah, I think we should maybe take a picture of it. Not now, but maybe some other time. Fred, easy painting a black hole.
No,
he's gonna take that surface over there. He's gonna do a couple of dots and be like,
"There you go."
That is my interpretation of creation.
No.
This is my interpretation of creation. If you don't like it, shut up. You almost made it. We got 11 minutes. And we got rated there at the end.
I got to drive home too.
You drank like 2 of those Mountain Dews.
No, 1.5.
Oh.
And I'm still sleepy.
Well, then just sleep in here.
No.
By the way, did you last night? Do you remember me calling you? Okay, because like I freaked out because I normally keep my phone on vibrate or silent during the stream, and when I went to go to bed, I picked up my phone and I saw that you had called, and I was like, oh no, maybe he got a, and because it had been an hour since you had called, so when I called you, you said, I told you I was like, you called me, I said stuff to you, and then you went, who is this? And I was like, I don't know if he knew that who this is calling. So I just didn't know if you remember me calling you. I felt bad because you sounded like you were asleep. But
I was washing dishes.
Oh, were you? Oh, okay. Because I wanted to make sure that you weren't on the side of the road.
It said I called you at 9:30.
My phone, when I picked it up, it said you had a missed call, and it said 1 hour ago. I'm not saying I'm just telling you what my phone said. It said that you had called me an hour ago. So when I picked up my phone, I saw a missed call from me. I was like, oh no. Just want to make sure you weren't on the side of the road. Even at 12:30 or whenever I called you, if you were on the side of the road, I was going to jump in that car and go get you. I'm going to go get you.
You can rest assured if I'm ever on the side of the road, I'll be calling roadside assistance.
I'm just
I
saying.
have that. I pay for that.
I understand that, but we're still friends. You still could have called me if you needed help.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Fred's interpretation of a kumquat salad with zucchini. No.
oh, I know what you can draw. You can draw oatmeal with fried bologna and brown sugar in it. This is my interpretation of a perfect breakfast.
No.
And then put, what was that, pumpkin spice cider or whatever? You can paint that too. Whatever.
No.
Yeah, that's what I call a good old-fashioned awesome dinner. Yeah, let's see. Let me make sure. Oh, it looks like it says we're online, so I guess it did. Let's see what happens. Let me click on this. Look, it shows that we're live. Nobody's watching this, but it shows that we're live on Twitter.
Sweet.
I don't know how it works, but yeah, we're streaming. Well, it's going to be behind, but still, I just don't know how that's going to work. Is people notified? I don't know. I don't know how it works. But we're live on no, there it is. I guess it shows up at the top. Huh. I don't know how that'll work, but maybe we'll get someone come in here and be like, I hate your stupid freaking guts. You guys are stupid. So, what is a jackwagon? Fred.
It's a politically correct way of saying long-eared donkey. In a biblical sense.
A jack booty.
A jackwagon.
Yes. Yes, sir. This guy right here, this Dr. Hansen, he loves, whenever I make a biblical, he loves to troll, man.
He is a trolly guy.
Yeah. Good old Dr. Hansen. He's a good guy, though.
Is he a doctor?
Yeah.
Like a physician?
Yeah, when Christy, it just so happened, because you know who he is. I do jiu-jitsu with him, right? That's how I know him. But it also turned out that I didn't remember him because it was such like a whatever when you get surgery. But he actually, when Christy was pregnant with Elise, I don't know if you remember, but she tripped and broke her pinky. And he actually did the surgery to repair her pinky.
Oh.
And they had to do all of the, they had to block her arm so that way the anesthesia didn't get to the baby. And so he did the surgery and didn't even recognize him. He asked me how she was doing like a week later, and I was like how'd you know my wife had surgery? He's like, me? I was like, oh yeah, it was. Because it's a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind. I only saw him twice. Because Christy, when she broke her pinky, she went and got it X-rayed or whatever through him. I wasn't there for that, and then I was there for the surgery, so I only saw him when they were prepping her, and then when he was done, because he didn't. It wasn't his job to wheel her out to the car. His job was to repair a finger and move on to the next surgery.
Next.
Yeah, so I only saw him, and it was very, very quick. It was very quick. He came out there, surgery went well, baby's fine, her pinky, blah, 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 and then
peace.
So, but yeah. Red Riot says, admit, Ern, your wife broke her pinky
poking your hard-headed eyeball.
No, I wish it was that way, but no, she was walking. She had these what are they, long whatever boots, whatever they're called, the ones that
stripper boots?
Not stripper boots. My wife is better than that. But there's boots similar to stripper boots, and the heel. If I remember correctly, the heel just broke.
Oh wow!
And she fell over by our bedroom. Like if she would have been just a couple inches forward, she would have fell on carpet, and she may have still broken her finger, but she fell on the hardwood floors, and maybe that's what broke it. But either way, you never seen a fat man fly till his wife falls on the ground when pregnant. I flew through the house.
Da-da-da!
Christy even was like,
"Never fear, underdog is here.
Never hear, fat man is here." I don't know if they're stiletto boots. They went in the garbage. But yeah, she'll tell you that she fell and I was there. Like she was walking to her room. I was in the other room when she fell. I was there.
Yeah, I don't react like that. Get up.
If your wife was pregnant and she fell, I guess it is you. Get out of the floor, you
Get out of the floor. What are you doing laying down there? Hurry up.
Are you crying?
Why are you crying? Get out of there.
Have y'all been to
Hypnotic Donuts and Biscuits yet in Garland?
I never even heard of that.
Never been to Garland. Well, I've been to Garland. I've been through Garland on I-20.
Here's what I'll tell you, Tex.
Or actually, I guess it's 30.
Garland is like an hour away.
No.
Hour and a half?
It's 100 miles away from here.
Garland?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's next to Plano.
It's past Mesquite, sir.
Am I misremembering its place? Let's see.
It's far.
It's definitely not 100 miles. Are we making bets? You want to make bets? Bets. You want to make bets? You want to make bets? Let's see. Garland, that's directions from
my house.
From your house, it's 100 miles.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's where he's like, hey, it's 100 miles. We good. No. Even from your house, it's not going to be 100 miles.
My house is
it's 48
miles from your house.
What?
Put in.
I'll put in the city. Okay, I'll put
in
it.
Poolville.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that because
I don't care.
There you go. You say 100 miles. Come on, man. It was 82 miles, not even close to 100 miles. So from here, it's 40 miles. So not that, but the whole point in all of that is there are so many breakfast places that are here that are much better. Oh no! Let me rephrase it because I've never eaten there. So
much more convenient.
There you go. Much more convenient, and I already know that they're good. So I would rather go to JR's over here, or there's another place that I've heard lots of good things about that I want to try called the Blue Mountain Cafe. It used to be called the Dixie House.
Okay.
So there's so much stuff over here. But, if I'm ever over there on that side of town, maybe if I think about it.
See, that's in Dallas. You said Garland.
Well, he said, sorry, Garland Road in Dallas. But even Dallas, it's, let's look up the map on here.
Still 100 miles.
From your house, yes. Yes, I will adhere to your. All right. Let's see where it's at in. So it's still close to Garland. So it's still 100 miles away from us.
100 miles.
It's 100 miles away.
An hour and a half.
Instead of 82 miles away from Fred, he is now 70.
What's the bottom one down there? What's the bottom one through Weatherford?
Through what?
That one.
Oh, going 20, staying on 20 is an hour and 34 minutes at 87 miles.
87 miles for breakfast. All the way through the Metroplex, through Dallas on I-20. No, not for breakfast. I'll fix my own eggs and toast for 40 cents.
That's true. Or I'll say, hey, Fred, you want to spend $30 for breakfast? Come over to my house. I'll make you
breakfast.
I'll make you breakfast, and I'll make you a burrito so big you'll vomit afterwards. And I only charge you $10 for $40. $40. Ingredients, $3. Time, 3 minutes.
Profit, every bit.
Yeah, profit, Fred's beard. Wow, I never thought about that. You're adding that extra drive for you adds a lot.
It does add a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is almost 100 miles from...
It's 11. It's time to go home. Bye, y'all. We're out. I've had enough.
That's what she said.
Do you want to stream maybe Wednesday night after church?
I don't have church on Wednesdays.
Do you?
Not yet.
I do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you want to stream Wednesday night after church?
Let me get back to you on that.
Okay.
Let me get back to you. Because, yeah. Let's see here. Let's raid.
Raid Allen.
Him?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Maybe not.
let's raid, because he's doing Stream Raiders. We don't want to do that. Let's raid Shadeless.
Cool.
For you guys that, well, you know what? No. Let's raid Shadeless the next time that we stream, because I want to be able to. I want to be able to get out of here. What?
No, we're Texas. We're in what? Fort Worth.
Sorry. Maybe he's leaving. I can't tell, because Kimura, I hang out with Kimura as well, and he's got a lot of like commercial stuff for himself on his stream. So I don't know if he is okay. He's streaming, so let's raid him.
I thought we were raiding Shadeless.
All right, fine. Let's raid Shadeless.
You're messing up with my brain.
All right. For those of us who are on Twitch, if you would just hang out and talk to Shadeless, look at that.
Look at what?
Preacher for the win. Who's that? There's a guy named Preacher for the win. So let's raid Shadeless as well. Maybe we can cut out since he just got raided. So with that being said, Fred, what you got?
Preach! Jesus crucified. He's coming back sooner than you think.
Oh,
peace.
All right. With that being said, this has been. Oops, crap! Hold on. I'm at the wrong. I can't raid him from his channel. With that being said,
right.
This has been the Fire Resistant Podcast
On Twitch.
I'm Ern.
And I'm still Fred.
Good night, everybody. Blessings and peace. Good night.
Blessings and peace in Jesus' name. Bye.